Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Oceanic Promotion Tournament. My name is Max Rogi for Foglia. Joining me on the desk tonight is Nathan Mendez. How you feeling, Mendez?
I'm feeling great at the moment. We are talking very important matches tonight. Challengers versus defenders. I can't wait.
Yeah, it is going to be an absolute exciting one for you guys at home. Just to give you a quick recap of how this tournament is going to go, it's going to be a single best-of-5 elimination. Winner gets that coveted spot in the OPL, and loser goes back down to the OCS to lick their wounds.
Yeah, and this is really important. We're talking make and break for these guys at the moment. Dreams come true sort of situation. So what will happen? Will we actually have these guys licking their wounds in terms of the Chiefs Black versus Infernum, or will Infernum rise back up to the top?
Because very interesting, we saw how strong Chiefs Black were in that Oceanic Challengers scene. They did a great job only dropping one game through the entire split long. Infernum kind of off to a rocky season here, but you got to remember they've been playing a whole different caliber of players, some of the best that Oceania has to offer, where on the sides of Chiefs Black, some of those challenger teams were a bit of a walk in the park for them.
And these are one of the most exciting things that I really want to look towards seeing. What I love about that in particular is that, well, what's the gap between OPL? What is the gap between OPL and an OCS? Is it going to be one of those cases where it's going to be walk in the park for Infernum, or Chiefs Black going to bring it to them?
You're exactly right. We're going to have a quick look at the lineups of both teams here. Starting over on Infernum, you got Jack Attack in that top lane, Seb on the jungle, Mid Beast, where else but mid, then rounding out the bot lane. Actually, they're two substitutes here, Malik and Korn. Then on the other side of Chiefs Black, you got Praetor in the top lane, Zahi rocking the jungle, Omni the assassin in the mid lane, then Zero and Rosie going to be rounding out that team on the support and the AD carry. Now, the kind of thing I want to talk about with Chiefs Black here, you got to keep in mind that Praetor, he's had an amazing season right now. He's been playing out of his mind, but the champions that he's been excelling on has been that Fiora, has been that Gangplank, and they've completely fallen out of meta right now. How is this going to affect him going into this series, Mendrix?
One of the big things it's going to really affect going into it is what they are going to ban out. They have so many bans that they actually have to focus on, because Jack Attack himself, he can actually pick up pretty much any of the tanks, including that Trundle, which he loves oh so much.
Oh yeah.
But one of the big issues about it as well is, as you mentioned, they've fallen out of meta. So he's going to be trying to split push. Is it going to be one of those cases where he's going to go, all right, I'm going to play something that's a bit suboptimal for myself and choose to go towards what is the meta at the moment? Or will I actually show my individual style and actually show them, no, actually these guys are still good. Let's bring back the Gangplank. Let's bring back the Fiora.
It would be a sight to see, that's for sure. Praetor, he's played an amazing games on these assassins, but that has all been thanks to that man in the jungle, Zahi, on Chiefs Black, and another player who the meta just isn't favoring right now. We've seen him on these enabling style junglers. That is the Rek'Sai, that's the Gragas, but right now it's all about Kindred. It's all about Graves. So will his style actually transition into the current meta?
It's going to be hard to say. I actually took a quick look to see, well, what is he really playing at the moment? What is he practicing? Yep. Gragas, so good in the meta at the moment. He's actually been playing a ton of Gragas in solo queue. So what I'd like to see him do is maybe pick that up early, so that way it won't be either banned away from him, or, I mean, if it's banned away from him, what can he do in that situation? But we actually see Gragas moving towards the top lane. So one of the ways to really counter him playing so much and being so proficient in that champion, well, you know what? Let's just give it to Jack Attack.
You got to look at the other side of the table here, Seb. He's been playing that Kindred. He's been playing that Graves, and he's been doing a damn solid job. And I'd expect to see a lot of invades, a lot of early pressure coming out of Seb. Graves, he's notorious for just getting so damn far ahead with nothing the opposing jungle can do about that, contesting reds, contesting blues, just making it a living hell for Zahi.
Yeah, Seb has really been the shining light for Infernum throughout the entire OPL split. This guy can really just jump in there, take control of the game. When he actually gets in there, he sort of just steamrolls on through. I expect him to actually just really put Zahi to the ropes. He's going to have a lot of trouble with that there.
Yeah, then taking a quick look at the mid lane as well, keep in mind, we mentioned earlier during the champion lineup that Omni, he loves playing his assassins. But once again, the meta just seems to be shifting away from that. It's all about the Azir. It's all about the Lissandra. Getting that sustained damage down. Lissandra, she's just so good. Great initiate, great crowd control, and great damage to boot. The champion has it all.
She definitely does. And it's one of those things where she's an amazing flex pick as well. Lissandra, she can go in the top lane. She can go in the mid lane. If we decided, and one of the things I want to touch as well, Praedif, he is an amazing Lissandra player as well. So the fact of the matter is we can pick that up. That's going to be a very contested pick because if they get that, it doesn't matter who it goes to there. They can actually decide to play out their team composition as they need to go in that situation. But as you mentioned, there's control mages really coming into it. I'll be interested to see what Omni decides to pick up.
And on the other side of the table, mid-base, he's no stranger to these control mages of himself. Basically, if you want to play mid lane, you have to play it all. You got to play AD Assassin, you got to play control mage, you got to play AP Assassin. We've seen when these guys get Azir, maybe the Varus, maybe the LeBlanc comes into play. So you pretty much got to have a deep champion pool if you want to make it as a mid laner these days.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they seem to just, everything about them gravitates around the map. If the mid lane gets taken down early, that means that tower's going down early. That just opens up the blue, the red buff, possibly the dragon and the baron, depending on who is the aggressor in that situation. Midbeast is going to have his work cut out against him, against Omni, because purely Omni, he is actually an amazing mechanical player, and he is scary on Zed.
Yeah, then taking a quick look at the duo in the bot lane. Zero, he's been playing out of his mind all split long, backed up by Rosie. We are into Champ Select now, so going to be seeing that Rise taken away immediately. No surprise there, Rise. We've seen just how well a player with the potential to just get those full rotations out, you're dead in half a second with nothing to react.
He's the machine gun mage, man. He's literally the ADC version of just pumping out spells as he needs to, basically taking someone from 100 to 0. And if someone manages to pull out Faker in that particular situation, it is going to be great.
Yeah, we see looks like it is going to be Nidalee and Siva banned away on the side of Chiefs Black. Then Echo and Azir to follow Echo. I would be surprised to see any teams let that little guy get through this pick and ban phase, because right now in the top lane, you cannot look past Echo.
No, you really cannot at the moment. And one of the greatest things about Echo is the fact that he just builds pure tank. Even if you do manage to catch him in a bad situation, he's just going to chrono break out of there. Yeah. It is something that is so tough to deal with. And on top of that, because of his high base damages, he's amazing for it.
Yeah, it looks like Trundle will be the last one banned away. A respect ban, of course, going over to Jack Attack, because we know he's quite the Trundle player. And look at that, locking in that Maokai instantly. So we said just how strong Maokai is in that top lane. And Infernum, they've identified that strength and they're going to be locking it in.
Yeah, ever since he got a few quality of life buffs coming across to him there, one of the big things that he has is that MR per level really coming into him as well, and the fact that they've actually buffed those saplings. So he's sort of one of those champions that he sort of sits on the cuffs of the meta. Once he gets a little bit of love, he pushes him right back into it, and he's throwing out some serious shade at the moment.
I like that, a tree throwing out shade. That's very fitting, Mendrix. And looks like we will be seeing what Chiefs Black answer. Lucian, kind of the staple 80 carry. No surprises there. What would strike me is with his Zahi, they do look it in the Graves. Like, we mentioned how much Gragas he's been playing. Haven't really seen him picking up that Graves, especially in his match history. Surely he's got some Smurfs to kind of cloud what he wants to do, especially coming into such a big game as this. But it looks like if he's been putting in the effort and the time on Graves, this is going to spell disaster for Infernal.
Yeah, exactly. And what I really love about it is it shows that Chiefs Black need to move with the meta as well. They were playing at a time at their peak where it seemed to favor their styles. Yeah. Well, now that it's shifted towards it, they're actually going, okay, we've identified what's happening. And one of the best things that about teams in particular is their ability to adapt to the meta.
Lucian, just such a strong and stable ADC. Looking forward to just seeing how Zero uses that to get ahead.
He's amazing.
Yeah, hovering the Kindred. That is Seb hovering that Kindred. We know he is such a monster with that champion. Now, Kindred, she's got a great kit. She has a lot of damage, a lot of movement, but the real thing that separates your average Kindred player from your great is how to utilize that Lamb's Respite, being able to turn a team fight on its head and completely just out-damage your opponent while you're just sitting there on 20%, not getting any lower.
And what I love about it as well with that particular ultimate is if it's used in the right situation, where everyone's really starting to pop out those major spells that they have, their ultimates to really take down that champion. It's amazing because that means that everything is completely negated. That's the big turning point for the fight. And then on top of all that though, Lamb's Respite has had a little bit of a nerf as well.
True.
So one of the things we need to note about that is the fact that now it needs to be cast right on top of her, which means she needs to expend a few more resources to make sure she is saving her allies.
It's a great point, and we will see that Korn will be playing that Alistar in the support. So Alistar, there's not much to say that hasn't been said. Headbutt pole, the combo, as a lot of people like to call it. #1 support in the game, debatable of course.
Easy, yeah.
You just tout over, whoa! what is this? Locking in that Fiora. Maybe Praetor hasn't learned. Maybe this team, completely what you said, maybe they've thrown that out the window. They say, screw the meta, we're playing Fiora top.
Exactly, and what's good about it though is that, well, what does Maokai actually have? What does he have that makes him really strong? That damage reduction part of his ultimate. Well, Fiora's like, guys, don't worry, I've got the true damage. Everything's cool. He can throw out that good old Maelstrom as much as he wants. It's not going to matter. I'm going to be there just walking around with those vitals.
Yeah, it looks like Chiefs Black will also be locking in that Bardo, the MVP of the IWC. I love the Bard. I love to see the plays that he can make. So really excited to see how Rosie utilizes that one. So Inferno, they got about 10 seconds left to make in their last 2 picks there. Should be the AD carry and the mid lane, saving that mid lane for last. It will give Chiefs Black the opportunity to counter that, of course.
Yeah, and these guys have actually gone for the Corki as well. So Corki's one of those champions that's really just remained in the meta quite recently after that rework. That care pack is just doing so much for his kit currently. And it's the fact that he's able to go to and from lanes, just jump in and out wherever he needs to whenever it pops up. The great damage that he has, the fact that it's mixed so it's hard to build against him. He is just everything you need in the mid lane. Add to the fact that you've also got the Ezreal in there as well. They've actually put themselves together a really nice pick comp. Poke comp.
Corki never falls out of favor. He's always going to be that terror, whether you have him on ADC, you have him on mid, Trinity Force. It's his item, the Corkster. What an absolute beast. So looking over, just waiting to see what Chiefs Black lock in. It is going to be that counter for the mid lane. I mentioned just how strong the Azir and Lissandra are. Of course, Azir was banned on the side of Infernum, so wouldn't be surprised to see Chiefs Black maybe lock in that. Looks like it might be LeBlanc here.
I really love this pick because we know Omni loves his assassins.
Through that.
And it's one of those things where it's in his back pocket. What he loves about those is that he goes, okay, cool, you're going to play that particular champion. Corki's going to have a bit of a, he's going to be pretty strong early because he has a really good harass. But the idea is the moment that LeBlanc actually manages to get those trades off and Corki's unable to trade back due to her mobility, she has a massive advantage over him. And Omni is amazing at that.
Look, I'm really excited to see how Zahi does on this Graves. Like, his Gragas is exceptional, and he's the type of jungler that has notoriously been focused on getting his other lanes ahead. Gets 1 camp, 2 camp, gets that level 2, ganks mid, gets Omni ahead. But on Graves, it's a whole different playstyle. You really want to focus on getting yourself into that carry role. So a completely different playstyle. Can he adjust to this? Guess we'll have to wait and see.
We have to wait and see in this situation. Because, I mean, it's really one of those cases we haven't seen him actually play these champions. It's always been the Elise, or it has always been the Gragas, something where it can really help out the rest of his team. And what was so good about it was the fact that, well, he has such strong laners across the board that it allows him to enable them to do that. But you know what? You can actually flip that coin both ways.
Yep.
What you can actually do about it is say, well, you know what? We do have strong laners. They don't need me. They're independent, strong laners. Or I can actually jump in the jungle, get really big based off that, and then next thing you know, everything's good to go.
Yeah, alrighty, guys, get hype. Remember to tweet out hashtag INFwin or hashtag CFBwin to show your love to support these teams. Remember just how important this is. The winner joins that coveted OPL spot. They've got to be feeling good. They have to be prepping. They've had a lot of time to scout each other out. Remember the OCS very broadcast tournament as well, so these games are on record, and we are jumping into the Rift. Infernum taking on Chiefs Black in game number 1. I'm excited. Mendrix, are you?
Oh, I'm so excited. Like, I just want to see what it has led up to, because we've actually seen the story from OCS. So it's one of those things where it's like that Cinderella story. These guys have finally done it. All the work has paid off. They got that one last hurdle to get through, and Infernum's going to be there barring the way. So I really want to see how these two teams perform against each other, not only because it is that Cinderella story, but on top of that, I want to see the gaps between them, as I mentioned before.
It looks like we will just be seeing a standard fan-out formation. Nothing too cheeky going to be happening here. I really want to see how well this Fiora does against the Maokai, because Maokai, such a dominant lane opposition. Doesn't look like any indications of lane swap just yet, so might be seeing standard here.
I love the line of scrimmage that they've put out there, basically saying, okay, guys, we are going to respect each other, maybe for the first game, and see what they decide to be a little bit cheekier towards the rest of it there. But they're really just feeling each other out. One of the things, Infernum is more accustomed to these games. Infernum likes to do all those best of threes. That means they can actually adapt to the games as they're happening. Chiefs Black, though, they just tend to do the best of ones. They take out their opponent and they leave. So how they're going to handle dealing with the fact they're going to be adapting on the fly, or is Infernum going to have this massive advantage because of it? have to wait and see.
It's a great point to mention. Completely different competitive formats that these guys are used to, so only really getting this best of experience in the scrim cycle that is Chief Black, of course. In the mid lane, nice little triple W for Omni. Going to be picking that one up. Both these guys just going to be farming out. Remember that Mid Beast does have the advantage of being an ADC, so his autos will hurt a little bit. Picking up that Corrupting Potion on the Corki, though, so not going for that Doran's Blade on the potion for the extra bit of sustain. In the top lane, though, not much happening.
Yeah, what I really like to see with these two teams is what the differences they've got them. So Inferno have really built this static. We're going to be doing a lot of sieging, coming into it, and then taking you out from towards that mid to late game. Whereas Chiefs Black, they either have to sort of win this early or take it really late when Praetor becomes that unstoppable beast that we know Fiora can turn into, regardless of how the meta shift. So is it going to be one of those cases where, okay, Inferno just take it towards that mid to late game where it's going to go, okay, no worries, we just group up, we have amazing team fights, and from that point on, they actually just steam through Chiefs Black? Will Chiefs Black actually take advantage towards that early to mid game, really use their lane dominant champions? Or are they going to take it super late and really let Praetor scale up?
Just going to have to wait and see here as Zahi does go for that crab. Remember, that is denying a mark of the Kindred from Seb, so any little advantage you can take is a big chunk of damage. Death's dropped onto Mid Beast. Damn, Omni, you scary.
And this is what we were talking about before, where Omni is amazing at using that mobility at the right moment, get those massive trades that he needs, and that's going to be his advantage against Mid Beast. So we're talking about Mid Beast having his work out for him. Already his HP has been halved.
In the bot lane, Zero getting a little bit of a CS lead. He was able to hit that level 2 early on, so kept Malik at bay. And you've got to give so much respect to Bard. One double stun from that Q could spell the end of your lane. Luckily, though, Malik, he does still have his potion in his back pocket, so not too much damage being laid down on him. Remember that Alistar does have that heal on his Triumphant Roar, going to be keeping them both topped up, feeling pretty healthy.
Yeah, Rosie's just been such a menace on Bard throughout the entire Oceanic Challenger series.
Look where Seb is.
He's just sitting there, no worries. Just I'm almost in between the turret guys. It's fine. We don't need to worry about that there. Very cheeky back indeed as well. And there's Praetor. Wow.
He's styling on him right now. Just getting a buttload of damage out onto Jack Attack. That's 2 potions gone, and he's really showing us why he picked Fiora in this matchup. But it's kind of expected going into this lane that Fiora is going to bully out the Maokai. It's the team fight where Maokai excels. Getting that easy lockdown on the W, reducing your entire team's damage income purely off one move. So both of these champions have their strengths. It's going to be when do they get to utilize them. Jack Attack burn flash as well, keeping that in mind.
Yeah, as well. So that means that you probably have Zahi make his way towards that lane as well. Take advantage of the fact that he doesn't have it there. Problem is Maokai is fairly tanky, so as long as he remains relatively careful, it is going to be hard to take him out. But Praetor, right now, he is shining. This is his moment to really take it to him. The moment that Vengeful Maelstrom comes into play, probably we'll see Jack Attack sitting on that teleport, waiting for his moment to shine and cause a team fight, cause some havoc.
Yeah, he was forced to burn that one early just to get back in lane, doing a good job of keeping up in CS despite the chunks of HP we've seen get taken off. Zahi, like you mentioned, going to be meandering up in that top lane, gets spotted out by a ward, but a little bit late on the reaction time here. Jack Attack in no real danger though. Praetor, he hasn't gone back and board. He's got 0 stacks of his Corrupting and Graves, finding his mortal enemy a pink ward.
Sitting there forever just going, oh man, seriously, new Destiny, come on man. We need to get this down, and easily defended by Jack Attack. He's going to sit there and go, what are you doing, buddy? You can't, you need more attack speed.
It looks like LeBlanc coming back to lane, picked herself up a shiny Blasting Wand and Null Magic Mantle to boot, while Corki going for that obvious Sheen first. Another little scuffle in the top lane, not too much happening here though, just trading blows. Keep in mind that Praetor hasn't been back yet. The Grand Challenge has been popped. No flash for Jack Attack. He might be in a little bit of trouble here. Praetor is going to back off, but he's just styling on him right now. Still no items. Taking it to the double Doran's Maokai.
Yeah, that wave clear really helping Jack Attack at the moment as well. Using those double D rings is a fantastic use of his purchases. It really gives him the wave clear he needs, so he doesn't even need to fight Praetor. All he needs to do is throw out that sapling, throw out that arcane smash. If he really needs to, he can actually use his Vengeful Maelstrom as well to clear the wave and just outright not fight him, because that's not his purpose. His purpose is really going to the corn, taking quite a bit of damage.
A good stun goes down. They get a bit of damage, but Malik answers Remember, that's a full wave of minions staring down Zero. We saw just a bit earlier Graves and Kindred once again battling over that mark of the Kindred. Seb will be able to secure that one for himself. Every little bit helps in getting that Kindred stronger. Look at Midbeast. He's giving Omni so much respect right now. Oh, and we can see why. Chunks him for 3/4 of his health. That's why he's giving him respect.
He really needs to as well. Rosie as well, just jumping onto Korn there. Look at him.
Bravery.
He's just
No fear.
ultimate bravery, no fear. Why is he not building Infinity Edge first? Damn you, Bardo. Damn you. But no, well, that's what I was talking about. Omni instantly jumps in there, gets the damage he needs to, and then he manages to preempt the munitions or the Hextech munitions afterwards. He just gets away from him. That damage from his from Corki's ultimate just doing nothing.
The Missile Barrage trying its best just to fun, because that's all Corki can really do at this stage, because up against Omni's LeBlanc, you have to forfeit the lane. Looking over at some of the items traded, he went for that first item tier map, but Seb, he might be in a little bit of trouble trying to go for this red buff. He's still level 5, but Omni walks in circles here. Looks like Seb might be getting away from this one. Zahi is there to back him up, but a great invade out of Seb.
As we were talking about, Seb was going to put Zahi to the ropes. He's the experienced carry jungler. He knows exactly where to move and how to take out and maximize his farm. Zahi, though, he's not used to this. He's the guy that uses the enabler. He normally takes 2 camps and ganks someone. Whereas Seb, he's like, no worries, I'm going to be moving around your jungle and my jungle, taking everything I need. If you look at the lead already, he's already up 6 in terms of the amount of CS lead from those camps.
He's been doing a great job of bullying out this Graves, and if you're getting invaded already as Graves, there might be a little bit of trouble. Midbeast has picked up his blue buff. It's going to be allowing him to farm a little bit easier. Zahi, once again, going for these crabs, doing a great job of controlling them. Should be giving away that blue buff to his mid laner once it spawns. Looks like Rosie getting in a little bit of a kerfuffle over a pink ward.
Those meeps, man.
Oh, he gets it.
That's very, very well done by Zero there to actually get that auto attack out, instantly use his Relentless Pursuit to double tap it there.
Oh, great stun.
Wow.
But Q narrowly missing. That would have been a lot of damage coming down from Zero.
And Rosie again just showing us that he's amazing on the Bardo. And one of the things to mention about Rosie, he's been around for quite a long time. He's one of the veteran players. He's got that veteran status well and truly up in this. So not a stranger to these sort of tournaments. He's going to be dealing with the pressure very well.
Doing a great job. Everyone kind of going even. We see little advantages here and there 10 minutes in the game. Bit of a CS advantage across the board in favor of Chiefs Black, but this top lane's kind of worrying me a bit. Maokai, he's never going to want to kill the Fiora, but she needs to kill this Maokai if she's going to be getting ahead. Going even with him does not give her an advantage in this lane. He's doing a great job.
Praetif is definitely bullying Maokai at the moment. As you mentioned, it's one of those things where she sort of needs to get ahead. But that's purely because of that sort of mid to late game spike that's going to happen with Jack Attack, where he's going to group up and he's going to be a lot more aggressive about it. But there, he's going straight into it. There's a grand challenge.
I think he went in a little bit early. Corki is in the river. The package was there, forcing the flash out of Praetif. So Jack Attack doing a good job there. Looked like they may have had Praetif. Did have to flash. Omni just staying in mid. Seb is going to get those minion waves when they crash into the tower. So not a lot of experience lost across the board, but I like the plays out of Midbeast, using the package proactively, not letting it time out, not just using it to get back to lane. Forces the flash, doesn't miss too much in terms of CS. Good to see out of this Inferno lineup.
And you definitely want to hit you would definitely hit Praetif. You want to make sure that let's get her down before she gets going. Otherwise, Jack Attack is just going to have such a rough time once Praetif gets that 3-item spike, and he really manages to get the lifesteal that he needs as well. I'm very interested to see that he's decided to get that team out, move it towards that there. But Malik!
Oh, he may have face checked the wrong bush. Looks like the collateral damage goes in. The Ignite is ticking. The Bardo ult comes down. Oh no, Malik, you got nowhere on. This should be an easy auto for Rosie. Secures that one. Secures first blood. Bloodthirsty supports.
And Rosie is the guy that always seems to be the worst offender of being the bloodthirsty support. But you know what? To his merit, he makes it work. Look at him. He's chasing after Korn. Yep. He's just making sure there is no way they're going to defend this turret. And it's exactly what Chiefs Black do throughout the entire game. They actually go around, get these small incremental leads, just sort of with good rotations around the map. They get to that point where they get that 3K mark where they're ahead, they get that power spike that they need, and next thing you know, they're steamrolling the game. So are there going to be this technical Chiefs Blacks that we've seen in the Oceanic Challenger Series, or will Infernum actually start to turn up the heat a little bit?
Well, they're starting off well, 1,000 gold in the lead, the first dragon of the game and the first blood. They got that tower in the bot, really no. Oh, no, again. Malik. Is this deja vu? Oh, he gets chunked down. Here comes the culling. That's going to be another kill going over to 0 this time. This bot lane is getting further and further ahead. The Rift Herald does go across to Infernum, but I don't know how valuable that's going to be once 0 takes this tower at his own leisure.
They timed that perfectly. They knew exactly when he was actually coming back. They go through, take the dragon, say, guess what, guys? We can actually redo this again, and it's just going to be perfect for them. That's probably going to be the bot tower going down for them, and just further gold going towards Chiefs Black.
Wants to get onto mid base. He does miss the Q. The exhaust comes down. There is Seb. He's got his eye set on Omni. Not going to be able to get that third proc of the E.
Forces the flash.
That is true. You got to take your victories where you can get them. 0 picking up that solo gold from the bottom tower. Up already a substantial CS lead. He's going to come back to lane with an Essence Reaver. So he's going to be feeling good. Looks like Malik learned his lesson. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever unsure if an enemy is in a bush as Ezreal, just throw your Q out. No harm, no foul. It stacks your tier as well.
A fantastic opportunity because you lose a little bit of mana, but you live, and you get your mana back anyway. The ultimate refund. And sort of just walking around. Zahi, what are you doing, buddy?
He wants to keep them there because here comes LeBlanc. Seb might be in a little bit of trouble, but he definitely knows his extent as he completely blows up the Graves. But here is Praetor. Seb is going to be falling, giving that one over to Omni. Jack attack too slow on the rotation. Horn is in the middle of the fight. Remember, he's an Alistar with ultimate, so he's no in real danger. As I say that, the Ignite goes down. They want to go to 0 with a super aggressive flash. Picks that one up. Another kill going over to the Chiefs Black.
And they're just really hitting that go button right now. These guys are going to... There's Jack attack!
He's got the ultimate running. He looks like he wants to get onto Rosie. He's so damn low. Not going to be enough. The Arcane Barrage comes through. But Omni, what are you doing, man? Trying to go back in Rosie, living by the skin of his teeth there.
And that was just really good defense by Infernum. Chiefs Black turned it on. They were going to go see if they could run away with the game again. But Infernum, they said, no, 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 no. You guys aren't going to be pulling off what you want to do. We're going to keep this game in control. Make sure we can play out on our terms when we're going to be the strong ones. This is not going to be one of those cases where you're going to skip that little bit of a power trough that you get into.
Hitting that 15-minute mark soon. 2,000 gold in the lead. Nearly 3,000 for Chiefs Black. 4 kills to 1. They've got themselves a tower. They've got themselves a dragon. They're in a great position right now. We mentioned just how well they do when they're ahead, and they're poised to do just that. Seb did a great job of taking out Zahi in the midst of that. Gets finished off through his troubles. Just going to be continuing farming. Wants to finish that Devourer. Get it sated. Looks like he will be giving his blue buff over to mid beast. Corki does like that extra mana for the Missile Barrage.
Yeah, a very appropriate donation going across there. So Seb just slowing himself down a little bit, but he doesn't really need it. He'll be fine jumping around. But Chiefs Black now, they're freshly bought. This is the moment where they start to switch on. So I want to see if they actually begin to do that amazing rotational play that we've seen them do, and just sort of start taking infrastructure across the map. They don't really even need to focus on that top lane. Praetor naturally will eventually get there, but he needs to watch out for those care packages that Corki might do on another return trip.
It might look like Rosie is in a bad spot, but he's playing Bard, so he's never caught out of position. Korn, though, might be. The ultimate's still not available. He just gets taken out, popped by 0. The ultimate comes down. That is going to be hitting Seb. He's in a lot of trouble. The Lamb's Respite not available. They should just be able to chunk him out. 0 is so damn strong. The killing on the back of that one, netting him a double kill. Chiefs Black running away with this game.
And this is what we're talking about. This is what they do. Amazing rotational play. They start to get the picks, and they start taking infrastructure. And they're going into mid-beast.
They want to go for the picks. The Q hits, and Omni finishes that one off with the chains. They are all over the Rift. Chiefs Black looking unstoppable at this stage.
And here we go, the infrastructure is starting to fall as well. And Jack Attack's nowhere to be found. He hasn't really found an opportunity.
They're going top now.
This is what we're talking about. Rotate, take the map. This is what they do. And they go in at Jack Attack. He's in trouble.
Well, he's got red buff. The slow onto Jack Attack should be enough. They might not want to go for that one. Burning the flash is what they want, but they get the bottom tower, the mid tower. Now they're getting the top, just slowly cracking the base here. That is going to be the 3rd tower to fall. Infernum, they're on the back foot here as Chiefs Black. They're making their presence known.
Yeah, the layers are just falling down for them at the moment. Infernum don't really have any opportunity to actually really start getting ignited because Chief Spike just dousing them every single chance they get. They try to sort of get in there. Well done by Jack Attack to sort of get away from that situation, but it's exactly what Chief Spike needed. Infernum doing the right move here. They're going to go and back now, see if they can pick up a bit of advantage. This is their opportunity to still back some of that gold.
Well, they've got a big minion wave here, kind of spilling at this front tower. In the mid lane, it is going to be Omni, the only one there to defend it. Praetor, though, he's got Malik in his side. Flashes in, the grand challenge has been laid down. Going to be popping in any second now. The heal should be enough. Misses the riposte. Here comes Jack Attack. He wants something to say. Malik, though. Oh, Praetor, he's got him in his sights. One more auto attack should do it. He gets the slow, gets the kill, showing us while Fiora is still so damn good. But here comes Midbeast. The fight isn't over yet. Praetor, he gets the Q over the wall. He's going, but Seb's there to answer for him now. Not going to get out of that one. A long-winded chase where they finally take out Praetor, but he's showing us that Fiora is still his champion.
Yeah, he really is at the moment. The Jack Attack, he's in trouble too.
Oh no, the 2-chain's going out, keeping him stunned. The W comes in, the Ignite. Will it be enough? Getting the heal off his passive and the Triumphant Roar, keeping him alive, but damn, they are strong.
Chief Spike are everywhere at the moment. And when they're not there, Praetor is just causing so much pressure for them. Zero had all that free time to just farm up as well. Oh, yeah. And they're probably going to take this top tower as well.
Jesus, look at Zero, 4-0-2. He's got his Essence Reaver. He's got his Zeal, also packing the Ionian boots of Lucidity. Maybe they could go get the Rift Herald if they wanted to. They're strong enough to do it. Looks like they will just be recalling. Zero should have enough gold to finish off his Zeal item. Interesting to see what he goes for here.
Yeah. A lot of champions at the moment have really been going towards Hurricanes, but it's not something that Lucian wants. And as you can see, he's instantly gone for the Static Shiv there. So that's really good for him. It just gives him that extra bit of burst damage as well, especially with all that coupled cooldown reduction that he has, and the fact that it sort of stacks with the Essence River is a fantastic pickup. He's got his 2-item power spike now, so he's just going to be blowing people up across the map. I don't even think Maokai can handle him at the moment. Maokai, he's only sitting on that Sunfire cape. He does have that good sort of mid-game spike that he gets to, but Zero's just so strong now. I think he's just skipped it altogether.
Yeah, Praetor just once again stalking his prey up in that top lane, waiting for Malik to get out of position. As we see, Chief Spike going to be picking themselves up. The second dragon of the game going across to them. Now they do have that extra bit of burn damage on the towers should they need it. Looks like they are grouping around this red buff. They want to make sure to punish Seb as much as they can. No vision though, so they still have to respect the Alistar.
Yeah, 1 4-man, 5-man knockup Pulverize could really spell the end for them because there is just so much splash damage on the side of Infernum. You've got the Missile Barrages, you've got the Arcane Barrage, and on top of that you've got the Maokai as well with the Saplings. Everything that just spells splash. They're going in!
Looks like a fight will be started out. Rosie going to be the focal point of this one. Gets bursted down before the ulti can come out, but look how much damage Zero is doing. It's a 5v3. And Infernum are backing off. What does that say about the state of the game here, Mendrix?
Chief Spike are really strong.
Yeah.
That's the state of the game. They are just ridiculous. And Praetor is having a grand old time. He's managed to finish that Black Cleaver as well, so not much they can really do there. Rift Herald has left the map, and soon we will be having Baz making his way onto the Rift.
Nasher?
The King Nasher, that's right. Baz the King Nasher.
Looks like they want to be contesting this blue buff here. Infernum, though, they want something to say about this. They want to give it away for free. Looks like it will be going over to mid. Zahi might be in a little bit of trouble. Korn, though, no ultimate available, and Zero knows that he wants to go in for this to flash, but there is the Lamb's Respite keeping them alive. They're still playing so defensive, even though they have the numbers.
Yeah, Rosie wasn't even near that fight. And it's just the amount of damage just coming out from Zero, coming out from Zahi. On top of that, Omni as well, he just comes in, literally takes away 75% of those squishies' HP whenever he pleases as well. So it's one of those situations where we have to be careful. He's using Lamb Respite purely defensively. There is no offensive case for that there. And that's an Alistar that's going to be needing that. That's not someone you want to be using it on.
Exactly right, Seb. He's still trying to get his Devourer sated. Sitting on the Maw of Malmortis right now. Graves on his way there. Got himself the Hex Drinker. Might be going a little bit more offensive here. Getting himself a couple of longswords. But what doesn't longswords build into these days? It may as well build into Death Cap. It's got that many recipes.
Longswords are the key. Talon has been saying this the entire time.
Wow, they chunk Seb out hard. He gets down to about 15% health. Jack Attack might be the next target. He's only got himself armor at this stage, so Omni's going to be ripping through him like paper.
Exactly then. Exactly what trees turn into, especially when you've got Omni jumping onto and turning up the heat a little bit there.
Lumberjack LeBlanc.
Lumberjack LeBlanc. You know what? We just give them ideas for skins now. That would be a great idea. Just instead of that staff, just a massive axe on the side. That would look perfect thematically.
Look at that, just chunking out half of Korn's health without ever putting himself in harm's way. Omni, knowing the capability of his champions, he's finished up his Abyssal Scepter as well as the Maw of Malmortis. Got himself a Dark Seal, a little bit late on the Dark Seal buy, maybe going for the bit more of the stylish Soul Stealer. Who knows? Have to wait and see.
Well, I mean, at the moment, if he does manage to catch that, because that was on Korn that basically took him down to 25%. If he catches Malik, if he catches Mid-Beast, those guys are probably going to 99 to dead. So,
Seb gets stunned out. He might die before the Lamb's Respite can even be used. He does have backup. There comes the Bard ultimate. Lamb's Respite going to be keeping them alive. But Praetor, he's getting the towers. Meanwhile, this is all happening.
Yeah, he's just jumping on the tree as well there. There's not much you can really do. And this is one of those cases now where Chiefs Black has already hit that point. They skipped that initial mid-game to late-game trough that they were worried about because they just ran away with the game, and now it's hit to that point where they can go, no worries, we're just going to grip us 4, have Praetor split push. Man. That is literally what they've been doing the entire Oceanic Challenger series.
They're doing a great 3-1-3, but instead they're keeping 0 in that top lane, and Graves going to be acting as that pseudo ADC. And look how much damage is getting dealt to that tower, turning it around onto Mid-Beast. Not going to be happening here, but every single time they force somewhere, a tower is going down. Chiefs Black are playing the map so damn well right now.
And this is what they're known for. They just jump, they hit that sort of point where it's just like, okay, 3K, that's our catalyst. Boom, perfect, everything we need. We're just gonna run around the map now and take everything. And that's exactly what they're doing. 23 minutes in, the only towers left on the map are those inhibitor turrets. That's all that's left. They're pretty much now down to their little nut of the base down the bottom there. Chiefs Black are just waiting to crack it. And they have so much gold ahead of them. They've got 8K to their name as well. At the 23-minute mark, that is an impressive lead to have against an OPL team.
Yeah, they're feeling damn good as we see the struggle. That symbolizes how the game is feeling for Mid-Beast right now. Having a little bit of trouble even getting himself that big Raptor as it does reset. Looking across the items, he's got himself the Hex Drinker. So he's about an item and a half in comparison to the 3 items that Omni is rocking right now. He's got himself the Void Staff, so we saw what he could do without that flat Magic Pen. Imagine the damage he's going to be outputting right now. The Baron is available. The Chiefs Black, they're in such a good position, and they play the map so well. I don't see this being a primary objective.
The other thing to note about that, he's already got all the magic penetration he needs, even if you were to get the Maokai to start building into him, which, mind you, he's having trouble anyway.
Wow, he is just getting chunked. But, they do a little bit of a switcheroo here. The flash comes out from Praetor, forcing the flash onto Jack Attack, but he cannot stay in lane with this Fiora any longer.
Yeah, he's at that point now where he really just needs to wave clear it out and then see if he can actually find a great team fight against Chiefs Black when they're actually grouped up as 4 while Praetor is still trying to split push. But at the end of the day, if it is going to be a great team fight, they're probably going to survive it because they're so far ahead. That's going to be enough time for Praetor to actually follow up with his own teleport.
Really got to give Praetor to how well he's playing this matchup. I was not expecting a great deal out of this Fiora, but he's proving me wrong, proving just how strong this champion still is in the right hands. We mentioned just how powerful the Maokai first, because they first picked that. They knew that they wanted this Maokai in the top lane. Praetor said, just get me Fiora, it's fine. I'll deal with it. Don't worry about it.
It's all good. Like, I deal with tanks all the time. He's just another tank, really. He's a bit of a tree.
He's got 2 of the best armor items in the game, and he's just being shredded.
Yeah, it's really, it's one of those cases where percentage health is ridiculous. And the problem is that they're hard to get onto, but Praetor, he's just so mechanically proficient with Fiora, he's able to just jump around, pick off those vitals as he needs, and it is just so hard for Jack Attack to remain relevant. It'd be really good if he did have a struggle, he might have been able to handle this, but they had to just ban it away.
I love Bard songs. They're so much fun to watch. Seb, unfortunately. Oh, look at the damage! It's blown up! Oh, Malik, where are you? We saw the Q, we saw the ulti, then we didn't see anything.
He was like 90% HP.
After the first Q, he went down to about 90. Then the second Q on top of Thunderlord deleted him from the game. The initiate here, Korn, he wants to get onto 0. The flash comes through. That's not going to do much good as they just back away from this one. But there is Jack Attack in the back. We see Praetor teleporting in, shut down. going over to Jack Attack, but where is the rest of them? Seb, he had to use the respite to stay alive. Zahi, there is a Serix Gauge pop, but it's not going to be enough. Praetor, he's got something to say about this. A Grand Challenge has been used onto Mid Beast. Where is Omni? He's off to the wings. 2 kills for 1 though, so Infernum, they answer back.
They definitely do fight back, but they do lose their inhibitor turret for it. And that's one of the big things now, like, sweet, that's down, let's just send Praetor there later. So it's one of those things where, like, we're going to be trading back some of the gold, some of our map pressure, but that's fine in this situation. Infernum can't answer back. There is no objective they could actually get to because of how pushed up Chiefs Black has forced them into the situation. They showed us a little bit of what their team comp can do when it does get to that team fight status, but Chiefs Black, they've already run away with the game. They actually need to find them and delete them before Praetor can actually get there. That's their way back into it.
Looks like Infernum want to go for their first Dragon of the game. This will do wonders for Seb as he's still not sated. As I say that, that's going to be his sated Devourer. Finally picked up that Dragon. Does give 5 stacks over to the jungler when they finish that one off. Oh, missing the Q twice. There he gets it. W reducing that cooldown. But we saw just in that team fight earlier exactly why Maokai is still such a force to be reckoned with. He's been bullied this entire game, but he's done a great job of CS. And look at his score, 2-0-2. So even in terms of kill to death ratio, he's doing a great job in that regard. Was able to just stick onto Zero, stick onto Zahi, kill them both, if I'm not mistaken. But he can't do anything against Praetor.
Praetor's just sitting there like, so what, you're 2-0-2, that's fine. I'm 1-1, I'm still beating you. So it's just really a hard situation for him to worry about because even though he's actually managed to do a good job in terms of his kill-death ratio and being a part of those team fights, Praetor's just done so much more in the map pressure game and what he's created. And Baron just seems to be almost a free pickup, but they're going to have back away. Infernum instantly making their move towards him to stop it from happening. But it goes down fast.
Scouting that one out with the fast hit orb, making sure to keep eyes on them at all time. Praetor was in no position to start threatening the tower as the minions were still filing out down the lane. Looks like the plan from Chiefs Black is just continue that Baron pressure while Praetor bees a complete nuisance in the bot lane. Omni trying to blow someone up, looking across on the health bars. It looks like it was Seb. He got chunked pretty low. Still has the Lamb's Respite available there. Some more damage, forcing the Valkyrie the instant they see Omni.
Yeah, they're really scared at the moment. They're just sort of zoning away. He's taking on 4 players at the moment. There we go. Chiefs Black coming straight into it.
Oh, Korn's going to have to burn that ultimate. Still the CC applies. That is going to be the 2 chains coming down, keeping him locked up. He does get the 1-man knock-up. Not going to be enough as the ulti falls off. Here comes Omni, though, looking onto Malik. W's back to his distortion, keeping himself safe. But that's going to be a 1-for-0. Meanwhile, Praetor still in the bot lane. What an absolute nuisance.
Yeah, he's jumping on him as well.
Oh, he just wants to fight this guy. He never stops. He knows he's in no danger to this Maokai. The Grand Challenge was used, but towers still hurt. Doesn't matter how brave you are, the towers still do damage. Looks like Seb was making his way down just to keep Praetor from running too far away in this lane. Praetor just healing up off those Krugs now as Jack Attack tries to get that minion wave as far away from his tower as he can.
And Chiefs Black are just playing the map game. They put the pressure down in the bot lane. We'll deny vision towards the Baron. That's going to be our ticket to crack the base.
Bolstered.
Mind you, they've already got it cracked. They've got a perfectly open inhibitor turret ready for them to go for. But before he's sitting there going, no, we still respect the team fight from Infernum. We didn't make sure we have every possible resource at our disposal that we're going to need to take him out. And that's why they're waiting for the stats that Baron can give them.
Looks like they will be poised and ready to take it once again. Going in, it will be spotted out. Let's see how Chiefs Black react. Once again, they aren't going to be pulling off that one. They're just waiting for someone to overstep their boundaries, and Omni going to be blowing them up. He's got himself that Soul Stealer, another needlessly large rod on top of that. Zahi just clearing out wards. Ooh, a sneaky one. Zahi will be spotting that out.
Yeah, will he get it before it times out?
Hell yeah, he will, man.
One of those things where it's like, come on, quickly, reload,
yeah,
reload.
Doesn't fumble.
It doesn't fumble in the end there. It's just like, oh, it's jammed, damn it.
Hits the active reload.
And just, yeah, this Chiefs Black know their key to victory. They're just going to sit back, continue to deny the vision. And they're just going to have, and it's just funny because they've got Omni playing the guard in the situation.
On takes a full culling to the back. Here comes Omni.
Very nice use of the culling there, really just to force him away. that culling isn't the best in team fights. It's best used as a engage and disengage tool.
Yep.
Because you really don't want to be using your culling in the middle of a team fight when you actually do more damage with your double tap from your passive and all the items that you've managed to pick up over time. So if you actually use it as an engage tool to really either make someone really weak before a team fight happens, that's probably the best case situation. And that's what he was looking to do there. But Korn, pretty deep.
Oh, Seb! He just gets deleted from the map. Not even a chance to pop the Lamb's Respite. That just goes to show how strong Omni is, keeping everyone at bay while the remaining members of Chiefs Black finish off that Baron. That's going to be the buff. The True Shot Barrage, not enough, but still, there is Omni, 3 members in his face, and he says, come at me, bro. Down in the bot lane, Praetus once again just being a nuisance, but this time he's got the Baron's buff to back him up.
Yeah, as well, and it's going to become even tougher for Jack Attack now because he's sitting there going, I've only built tank stats, I can't deal with these minions. And now Praetus is going to go, no worries, I've got an empowered back now as well. I'm going to come back with even more damage, even more sustainability because he's got that Spirit Visage finish, he's got that Tiamat as well. And now the pressure is really turned on for Chiefs Black. They've got all their tools they need to break the base. Look for them to really put it to Inferno now. It's up to them. Will they buckle under the pressure or will they get that Hail Mary team fight? There we go. It came out in the end.
Can Mendrick say Hail Mary?
Hail Mary. Oh, man.
32 minutes in the game. 10,000 gold in the lead for Chiefs Black. We mentioned how strong they are in the Challenger Series, and they're showing that they're just as strong against some of the OPL teams here. Looks like the base has well and truly been cracked. Zahi wants to get this inhibitor. The minions are streaming in. They are Baron empowered minions. Praetus once again in that bot lane, trying to break a base of his own. The inhibitor falls in the top, so now Chiefs Black, they get to turn their attention onto that mid. Omni doing a great job of escorting that minion wave there. They are going to back out after this one. Reunite with Praetus in the bot lane. He hasn't seen his teammates in what feels like years.
He's sort of sitting there, hey guys, welcome to the party. It's been great down here. There's this really cool tree called Jack Attack. He's on fire.
He's a great guy.
But for some reason, he's still standing as a tree.
Oh, still God. Standing, is he, Mendrix? He is not standing anymore. He's well and truly getting caved in.
Lumberjack Omni. That's what we need. Lumberjack LeBlanc. That's the next skin coming through.
Omni doing what Praetus could not and blowing up the tree. Once again, looking for another opponent. Jesus, man. Leave Korn alone. Gets chunked down to about 10%. This is the last inhibitor tower standing. Praetus destroying that mid one. There should be a 3 inhibitor. Detriment falling on top of Infernum right now. How can they answer this? Omni knows exactly how. With a dead Corki, the collateral damage going to be picking that one out. They are focusing the towers quite well. Minions super empowered with that Baron streaming in. The first tower does fall. The beautiful ulti, and I say beautiful because it completely misses everyone. Zero gets Seb. Lamb's Respite, not even let me use. The Nexus towers fall. The Nexus short to follow. And Chiefs Black with an astounding game take the first one out 1-0.
And that was just Chiefs Black. They are showing us exactly what they can do in the OCS. You know what? We can actually do it as well here. Amazing play by them. They just go, all right, Praetus, put you in that carry lane as well. Zahi, change you up a little bit. It's all good. And then just strong play across the rest of their laners. And then, as per usual, group up, run away with the game with amazing rotational play.
Look, Chiefs were looking damn fine in that game. From the very start, those early ganks, they just seemed to snowball their lead further and further ahead. And Inferno, they had no answer. Like Jack Attack, we mentioned what good he did when he was able to finally get on the team, but Praetus was the never-ending annoyance in that bot lane. Anytime he left, a tower would fall, he would just get further and further behind, so Jack Attack, the team fighter, couldn't team fight.
And the moment they actually even tried to move towards him to see if they could deal with him, well, he just killed their ADC and then forced their entire team to come towards that bot lane. Like, there was not much they could really do there. Just amazing amount of map pressure, and they end up losing more across the board because of it.
Alrighty, guys. We are going to go to a quick break, but we'll be back in 5. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Oceanic Promotion Tournament. For those of you just joining us, Cheese Black are looking like they've got what it takes to make it into the OPL tonight, that's for sure.
Oh, they are on fire at the moment. They're actually jumping into the Inferno. And one of the big things about it, it is just so typical of them. They are just doing what they did in the OCS, showing that, yes, this works against the OPL players as well. One of the big things that I want to touch on now, though, is the fact that this is a best of 3. They're actually going to have to worry about adapting now as well. Infernum have that to their advantage. They're used to doing that.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They're used to, Cheese Black, they're used to packing up and going home after a best of 1 over in the Challenger Series. But keep in mind, they still got a potential 4 more games ahead of them. And Infernum, they've been playing best of 3s all split long, so they're going to know how to adapt in and out.
That's absolutely right there. And in this case, it is going to be a best of 5 available to them as well. So that means there's even more opportunity to them to actually adapt to this situation. And what I love about that as well is they go, okay, you know what? The tree wasn't so good in that situation. Maybe what we need to do in this case is try to match Fiora with something that's good, or just ban Fiora.
That's a great point. The Fiora, it proved to be too much for Jack Attack to handle by himself. And when he brought backup, all Praedyth did was kill the backup. And there's nothing that Jack Attack could do. And I mentioned he did a great job of, once he got in those team fights, he did exactly what Maokai is known for. Getting on that back line, killing the carries because he's so damn tanky. They can't get through because they don't have the last whispers yet, but he was never allowed to leave the lane because every time he did, there was a tower at pressure. The CS was just getting destroyed in half a second with the Tiamat on Fiora. I'm expecting him to still play something along the lines of those tanks, but maybe ban away some of Praedyth's more strong champions, example, the Fiora.
Absolutely right there. It's one of those things where he shows that he's still amazing on it. That individual style of his just so strong in comparison. And even though Maokai is so popular at the moment, she actually has all the tools to deal with him. That's why it was so good about it. But Trundle might be available to him this game. It's going to be impressive to see if they actually have the presence of mind to once again ban it out away from him. Because that's one thing that can actually deal pretty well with Fiora is the Trundle. Hey, you know what? There's also a Poppy out there as well.
Yeah, and we saw Omni just absolutely deleting every single person who got in his sights. At one stage, he was standing between 3 of his teammates, 4 of the enemies, while they're doing Baron, and they couldn't get past him. He was just playing an absolute defender there on LeBlanc of all champions. I'm expecting maybe they might have to do something to keep him off those high damage burst picks.
He was an absolute monster. He was the clear definition of a glass cannon. And the thing is, his positioning was just so perfect as well. True. That was the great part about it. So I'm really interested to see what he can actually pull out as well, because he's still effective on champions like Corki as well. So what will he do next is the question, really.
I think it really falls into how does Midbeast answer this aggression. We saw just how well Omni did. He was able to roam. He was able to get his lanes ahead. The Maokai was building nothing but armor, so it was no problem for the LeBlanc. But other than that first gank we saw out of the package Corki, Midbeast didn't really do too much to impact the rest of the map. So I want to see him on something a little bit more kind of influential around the map, make some more of these plays. We know he's got the potential to do it. He just needs a champion that can facilitate that.
And on top of that as well, he actually needs to manage to deal with Omni as well, because if Omni's constantly taking him out from the map,
yeah,
and he's also constantly forcing him back, well, he's got no map pressure to go around because he's literally just going to be coming back and forth from the fountain straight back into the lane. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does in that situation.
And the biggest skill discrepancy seems to be in that bot lane where Zero and Rosie just put them in an absolute clinic. That Lucian got so far ahead, he was just deleting everyone. Those Qs just getting through the minion waves, always being able to land the passive whenever he needed to. Starting off the fights with the culling, just getting people down to half health before the fight even starts. So maybe they should look to spend a little bit more resources towards that bot lane to ensure that doesn't spiral out of control once again.
And that's something that they really need to make sure they look after, because at the end of the day, Zahi as well, he isn't playing, he's enabling junglers.
True.
So I'm going to be very interested to see what he actually manages to pull out when he does do that, because his laners are so strong. Seb may run around and bully him out, but the problem at the end of the day is that, well, he doesn't need to do that. He can get his gold from the lanes. And because they're so dominant at the moment, Infernum are going to have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, Seb did a great job early game of pushing that aggressive style of play onto the Graves. He was quite a number CS up over. Not something we're used to talking about when it comes to Graves in the jungle, who's notorious for clearing about your entire side of the map before the enemy can even do half of theirs. But Seb found a way to make that Kindred work for him early on in the game. It was just late where he constantly had to use Lamb's Respite on cooldown because Omni was blowing everyone up. So I want to see him again on an aggressive champion, but I want to see him focus more on punishing the likes of the jungler over on Chiefs Black, Zahi.
That's right. He might have a bit more emphasis if he was actually able to pick up the Nidalee as well. That actually gives him a little bit more focused fire as well, because it sort of allows him to jump in there, execute him when he's actually low in the jungle, which is something that Zahi was running around. He wasn't too quick to do it. Seb was always there ready to take something. So I'm going to be really interested to see how he actually manages to change up his style.
Well, you can't be more interested as we are now into Champ Select. Straight away, the Kalista ban out of Infernum. Didn't see that one last game, so taking the Kalista away.
A bit worried. Zero is amazing at the moment.
I
mean, Zero is absolutely amazing on Kalista, and when he actually has that available to him, it's going to be great to see, because they tend to do that Kalista Bard combination, which is just absolutely devastating.
Yeah, following that up with the Nidalee ban, you mentioned you'd like to see Seb on the likes of Nidalee. Not going to happen, I'm afraid. And once again, the Rise ban, no surprise, the Machine Gun Mage in the mid. They do not want to give that to Omni, especially after they saw how quick his fingers are on LeBlanc.
Yeah, he's definitely got that violinist touch that he can actually apply to those keyboards as well. And with that there, he's still got this massive champion pool. He can do control mages as well. I think one of the big advantages that he had in that particular match was the fact that he was able to last pick. He's not going to have that advantage this time around. He won't be able to counter. He has to go for a more flexible style.
You're exactly right. The final bans will be that Sivir, Echo, and Trundle. No one wants to give the opposition Echo because he's just so damn strong. But Infernum, they've taken away the Lucian this time. They saw how well Zero did on it. They don't want him to replicate that success. So now it's their turn to use this superstar AD carry to his maximum potential.
Yeah, exactly there. And he is just an amazing all-round ADC that Lucian has available to him. And then one of the things I've actually noticed there as well is Chiefs Black, they're back on the red side as well. Yeah. This gives the opportunity for Omni to actually get another counter pick as well. That's something that you don't want him to have.
You're exactly right, and he did it so well. Picking that LeBlanc against the Corki, it looked like Corki never stood a chance. From the first second he stepped into lane, he had to go straight back to base. But what is this? Is this Praedyth on a not Fiora champion? I think it is.
I think he's trying to show everyone out there at the moment that, guess what, guys? I don't only just play Fiora. I can actually go with the meta as well. And we were talking about how strong Maokai actually is as well. So it'll be interesting to see how he actually does that.
Exactly right. And if you can play, so for Rosie, if you can play Bard and you can play Braum, that's kind of the two outliers of support styles of play. You've got the super tank, the very facilitating for your AD carry, then you have the assassin damage utility that Bard brings. So you've got these two completely different outliers, and if you can play both of them at this high level of play, really looking forward to seeing Rosie in action.
Rosie is that tried and tested veteran. What he has available to him is the years of experience that he has been in the scene. And the other thing on top of that as well is that even though both of these guys are two outliers in terms of their play, the big thing that Bard and Braum bring is they are playmakers. When they actually jump in there, they actually find the opportunity to attack. And that is something that Rosie's been doing across all the games he's played.
Exactly right. We see it on the side of Infernum, looking in that Alistar once again in the bot lane. And we see Seb got his hands on the Gragas, but we've seen a bit of Gragas going in that top lane as of late. Gragas still such a strong champion, one of the best in the entire game. And what does a strong champion do with extra gold? He does well, Mendrix. And that's exactly why putting him in the top lane is such a viable position as of late.
One of the great things about picking up the Gragas as well, he is a flexible pick. You could have him in the jungle in the top lane. It means that you can actually adapt your playstyle or who you want to have that champion based off what the other players or what the other team picks. So if they actually have something that's favorable in the Gragas match up top, no worries, let's put him there. If it's something that's not going to work too well, that's fine. Let's put him in the jungle where he doesn't have to worry about anyone, except maybe perhaps an aggressive jungler that might be coming in there.
It will be interesting to see what they go. Zero is hovering that Azir. And we've seen just how strong Azir is in the right hands. It will be locked in. I'm excited to see Omni's Azir. Graves, as well. Going to be going over to Zahi, so once again showing us his prowess on that farm-heavy AD carry style jungler. Exciting to see.
Well, exactly. And on top of that there as well, the other thing we need to take into account is the fact that Well, now that he's going up against someone who's not really that strong in that early clear in comparison to Graves.
Sure.
So that means that he's not going to have to worry about Seb really jumping in there and bullying him out like he was before in the last game. Seb now is actually going to be trying to facilitate the rest of his team. Probably look at it and go, you know what, they really do have strong laners. I need to get out there and make sure I'm helping them so we can actually stop that catalyst that Chiefs Black like to do, and where they just really roll away with the game towards that mid game.
So this is the risk when you pick the Azir this early on in the draft, and it's odd considering that they had the last pick potential. They do go for the counter pick of the Varus. Varus outranges Azir, is able to lock him down, is able to out-trade him at every stage of the game. So going to be interesting to see how confident Omni is going into this unfavorable matchup for him. But the Elise lock-in means that is going to be a Gragas top for Jack Attack and an Elise jungle for Seb.
And that's what we're talking about, having that great flexibility available to them. And you were mentioning that was the risk of running to go for Azir there. He is a strong pick at the moment. He's a great pick. The problem is, though, is that now that he's been countered, Varus is going to have free reign across the map, and you do have a decent amount of magic damage in those off-tanks, which are Elise and the Gragas.
It looks like it will be Ezreal as the last locked-in champion going over to the side of Chiefs Black. So keep in mind, they just swapped AD carries here. Lucian now on the side of Infernum, Ezreal on the side of Chiefs Black. Who's going to play it better? Infernum are hoping that they do, because Lucian did so damn good last game.
Yeah, and maybe that's the case there. And that might be a reason why they decided to actually take that swap across. One of the big things you have to take into account with that, there's like, well, Zero is amazing on Lucian, and he's amazing on Kalista. Let's ban it. We know Korn can actually play Lucian as well, so this was a great idea for us to do that swap across. So it may be a role reversal here, but it's actually something that they can throw off Chiefs Black. Something that might have it to their advantage.
It'll be really interesting to see how they go through. In the top lane, though, Praedyth, I was expecting when they picked that Azir that they were going to do something cheeky with what Praedyth was going to play, and maybe chuck Maokai somewhere else. Who knows, a little bit of shenanigans, because he does have that counter matchup, the Azir versus the Varus. Varus such a strong pick, very hard to deal with for Azir. But Gragas versus Maokai in the top lane, basically two tanks butting heads. That's not something that Praedyth really enjoys doing, so expect a lot of teleport plays, expect a lot of playmaking out of this Maokai.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how he actually takes that in that particular guide. And now we've actually jumped across into that good old loading screen there. Who do you guys think is going to come away? Is Chiefs Black going to continue their reign of terror? Hashtag Chiefs Black win. Or if you want to, you can actually go for the good old Infernum. Hashtag Infernum win.
They're really looking forward to seeing these guys battle it out once again. A very interesting draft. Completely different from the last game in terms of compositions played by either team. We have Praedyth on a much more traditional tank than Maokai. Then Gragas, we've seen him jungle throughout the split, now taking his turn in the top lane. The Azir back in that mid lane. He's got himself the cleanse smart using a beautiful Grave Lord skin. I really like that one. So we are in to game number 2. Chiefs Black currently 1 up over OPL's Infernum. Can Infernum bounce back? Remember, they got a lot more experience in these best of 5s here.
And I really am excited to see if they can actually do that as well. And I really love how they've actually managed to put Malik there as well. He's spinning the guns around. He's there going, you know what, we are not out of this. Omni's just a bird. It's really nice to see. But looking at that wet noodle fight in the top lane, they're going to have those two big bruises just smacking it out between the two of them. So what's interesting between what they have is that Jack Attack has a lot more disruption in terms of engaging the fight, whereas Praedyth has a lot more disruption consistently throughout the fight. So you're probably looking for them to use the fact that they do have the Virus and a really powerful burst ADC to just sort of use that explosive cast, knock them back into a team fight, instantly blow out that pick, and then from there try to continue on, maybe take a tower and objective in return. Whereas in the sides of Chiefs Black, they've got this much more consistent damage coming out. They really want to make sure Praedyth is there to initiate, make sure they can't get this proactive play from Infernum, and then have Azir and have Zero on the backside, just slowly whittling them down, or in the case if it's super late, just take them out instantly.
Standard lanes once again. We'll be seeing that here as both of the bot lanes taking away their camps to ensure they get themselves that early level 2. See the junglers doing the same, getting a little bit of help from their top laners as both of them go into lane here. Now, Azir, he's going to really struggle against the range that Varus brings. Once he's leveled up that Q at about 2, it's going to be lights out for Omni. He's not going to be able to get anywhere near. Look at that, just That E did miss, but if it hit, it would have done good damage.
You're absolutely right there. Jack Attack already feeling a little bit of the pressure from the tree, but never mind, he trades it right back. That Grasp of the Undying, such a fantastic mastery or keystone to have. And they're trying to get on Malik.
Yeah, it looks like they have hit level 2 first. Malik going to get hit by that Braum. The Ignite goes down, Flash Heal burnt for Malik, so using that level 2 so well, but you got to question Malik not respecting it there.
No, he didn't really expect it at all, and this is exactly what Chief Black has been doing. Chief Black has been doing the entire match, all the way through, all the entire series. They've got this sort of go button in the bot lane. They instantly have no fear, and they chunk away. They're going to say, you know what? We're either going to kill you, or we're going to almost force you out. There's a lot of sustain coming through. That's the power that Alistar does bring to the game. So Malik's already back up to a decent amount of HP, but he has blown that heal and that flash. So that's probably a potential target for Zahi to make his way down.
Yeah, you got to expect. You got to know how many minions it takes for the Braum Ezreal to hit that level 2 mark, and a level 2 Braum and the Ezreal, it's just so hard to deal with. But Seb, you're looking for a little bit of early aggression, but look at Korn. He's gone in, but he doesn't have the headbutt. There it is, the flash from Rosie, a beautiful flash, huge, getting out of the way.
That was amazing there, and that flash is really hard to do in that case as well. He actually managed to do pretty much the maximum amount of it. He blows the flash on the side as well for Corn. So Corn's got the Ignite now. That's the only thing available to him, and then that's a bit of a problem. But there we go. They'll have the junglers there having a little bit of a high five between each other. Isn't that fun?
They're just fighting over this neutral objective, but you cannot fight a Graves this early, especially when he has the red buff. Barris is going to be the first one to transition over the Q, narrowly missing Zahi. Does hit Rosie on the back foot of that one, but Seb losing out in this trade, and you've got to commend Zahi. We said he's a little bit more of a facilitator, but this game, this series, he's been playing much more of an aggressive role as he's making his way down to that bot lane. Remember,
there's 3 summoners down at the moment. This is the best way to go about it. That ward is going to reveal him there, so unfortunately he's not probably going to find too much. But if he continues to put the pressure on there, eventually they will buckle. And what a place to put it.
Yep.
You really want to make sure Rosie and Zero get going. That's the best place to put your resources.
Yeah, look at the state of the lane right now, and in front of them, they have to respect Zahi. They saw him there. They can't push up in that lane. So Rosie might be wanting to go aggressive here. Hits the Q down onto Korn. He's just going to back away from this one. But the lane is in such a bad spot for the bot lane of Infernum that they really can't do anything but recall right now.
Chiefs Black are doing just a nice little freeze there as well. And just because they have so much pressure, and they do have a little bit of a summon advantage on top of that as well, it's just they have to get out of there, come back to lane with a little bit of bot power. And Chiefs Black, though, they will have a little bit of a level advantage because they're going to be sitting there with that free. So they might be able to just stay in the lane, get even further ahead. Because the moment that Ezreal manages to get enough for his tier, or in fact, he might even go for something built. There we go. He's probably got enough to really just get back, get his tier, immediately start stacking it. He wants to get as strong as possible, as soon as possible.
These junglers fighting over the crab once again. Looks like Seb will be the first one to act here, but there's a cocoon and a half. Maybe expected the dash in. Tried to go for LCS big plays. Not going to happen here.
Just doing a little bit of prediction there. You know, to be honest with the quick draw, it could go either way. But Seb, he's still at it.
Well, the cocoon is back off cooldown. He does have the stun available. Not going to go for any more fighting just yet. Both mid laners have gone back. Couple of Dorans and some boots on the side of Omni. Midbeast picking himself up in that tier of the Goddess. Wants to start stacking that one up ASAP. Doing a great job of poking out Omni.
And Omni's doing a really good job actually keeping up with CS as well. He's not that far behind him, and
Not getting punished, is he?
He's not. Yeah, exactly. He's not really being punished. And to be honest, he is actually hard to gank. He's fairly mobile when he wants to be. So they really need to hit him before he gets that Emperor's Divide, because half the time I've seen ganks happen to Azir, he just Emperor Divides him back into his tower, and he's like, yo, what? But there, they've decided to make that move probably right now. He's actually making himself, Seb's making his way towards that mid lane.
Yeah, he's got the cleanse available, so if any of the CC hits, there goes the Shurima Shuffle, getting him out of any potential trouble. Seb just putting on a little bit of pressure that allows Midbeast to farm under his tower more efficiently. But Seb, he might be in a little bit of trouble here. There is Zahi, burns the flash. That is Seb. Once again, in a little bit of trouble. Oh, Zahi finding his worst enemy, the Pink Ward.
It's just the worst thing you can really encounter. He just sits there going, oh, here goes half my game. It's going to be spent just clearing this pink water. And he's still hanging around there, probably just picking up the Raptors, so stealing what he can. I think it's a bit dangerous for them to actually try and engage on Tavares at the moment, because if he does have his chains of corruption, it could spell disaster if he manages to land it while under tower, and wisely he's backing away. Oh, never mind. He's just seeing if he's going to flick himself back out again. There they go.
It looks like the Titans in the top lane once again, just trading blows backward and forward. Not too much going to happen as they both have so much sustain on top of Grasp of the Undying that unless the junglers come, I doubt we'll sick too much. But these guys, they really want to fight here. Both ultimates expended. No one really coming out the victor, I guess. Praetor has got more health at this stage, but Gragas can just heal it back up with using his moves, so great job.
Yes, good job, guys.
Great job. Top laners.
It was a lot of explosions. It was everything we needed in action right there and then.
In the top lane.
Exactly. But one of the things we missed there is a flash down as well for Midbeast as well. So Zahi might be making a return visit pretty soon.
The Emperor's Divide for the flash, a worthy trade by any Emperor standards.
I think I'm going to use his as well, so both flashes traded.
True that.
So everything's good in the hood, nice and even across the board there. And 8 minutes in, pretty standard stuff happening. These guys are just farming around the map, waiting for that clear advantage they can get. Looks like there's going to be a fight in the top lane.
Oh, both junglers are there. Praetor will be the one getting initiated on. He does get stunned, but what can Zahi do? They've turned it around into Jack-Tech, but a beautifully timed body slam gets him out of the CC from Praetor. Seb should just be able to repel away from that, but wow, you got to give props to Jack Attack. He looked like he was in a world of trouble, but the second that the snare hit, he was able to get that body slam off and get himself out of any danger. Well played, sir.
And these guys have now hit that point where they're going, all right, we have relaxed ourselves. We are in there. The nerves have been shaken out in that initial first game. Infernum looking quite strong and actually dealing with all the pressure that's being thrown out there at the moment, even making those proactive plays. That's what we like to see. And here we go again. Graves is making a return trip. Yeah,
this should be an easy kill. The ultimate is available, though. They want to get it. The ultimate from Jack Attack. He's got it onto Praetor, though. He wants to fight. This should be first blood. One more auto attack. Should do it. No, they turn it back to rest. But there is Zahi. Picks it up. Oh, my lord. That looked terrible for Praetor. The heal from his passive and Grasp of the Undying, keeping him alive. And Zahi, the Guardian Angel. Luck is on his side.
Luck is definitely on his side, and then we were talking about Praetor saying, well, you know what, I'm on Maokai, I can't really make the flashy plays.
He makes it.
Never mind, he's just going to make the flashy plays regardless, just go near death. And it's just amazing, the first blood now for Chiefs Black.
Again.
And is it going to be a repeat? It's up to Inferno now to show us what they can actually do with this game.
Inferno had a lot of strong champions.
They do have they have a really nice poke purely from the mid-beast as well. Their composition's a bit weird in that, so they've got a little bit of a big comp with the with Jack Attack, being able to throw out his cask. Then on top of that, you've got Seb to follow through with the Cocoon, the Chains of Corruption, and then a lot of bursts from Malik. And here comes the TP.
Yeah, TP's coming in. Seb might be in a bit of trouble. Here comes Praetor. Where are you going to go, Seb? You get stunned up. You get killed. Zero picks up that one. There will be the teleport from Jack Attack, but you don't want to be in that mess. Look at the damage coming out from Midbeast, though. And behind him, there is Omni. The ultimates go down. A double kill for Zero, looking to make it a triple, but no, that is a huge wealth of kills going over to Chiefs Black. 4 for Zero. They cement their lead in this game number 2.
That was amazing by Chiefs Black. That was just strategy coming out of their ears there. They had that time perfectly. They saw the opportunity to make the proactive play. Let's throw that teleport down there immediately. Praetor, as you mentioned, looking to be as flashy as he possibly can. I'm not sure why Jack Attack followed through with that teleport as well. He caught himself in between 4 players there, and you just gave a double kill to Ezreal, the one person who's supposed to have. Sorry?
Zero's Ezreal.
Well, Zero's Ezreal, exactly. And that's something you do not want to do, because he's just going to skip that power trough now and go straight into it. He's still there in the lane using that Sheen in the tier. He's feeling quite safe. It
was looking good. We saw Midbeast, he got a massive Q over every single member of Chiefs Black, but then it seemed like they had their own personal Kindred ult, because their health did not drop, and everyone on the side of Inferno just exploded after that. We saw Omni coming behind, just blocking off any hope of escape with the Emperor's Divide, but after the dust has settled, we see a 3,000 gold lead for Chiefs Black, 5-0 right now. Every tower in the game is still up and looking in good condition, but they did get themselves a dragon off the back end of that team fight also. So Chiefs Black looking really damn good. Oh, the red buff from Zero as well.
Oh my there. And we were talking about Infernum having this great pick composition. Well, pick compositions are great to have, but the problem is that you're throwing a pick composition into a team fight. That's something that Chief Black are going to be definitely wanting to have happen, especially with the fact that that is a team fight that they proactively started. That's something you did not want to go into.
Denying the cannon, scumbag Rosie.
Every little bit counts.
Every little bit counts, especially if the winner of this going straight to the OPL. So this is a dream come true for Chief Black, and they're showing us just how much it means to them right now as they are slowly but surely getting further and further ahead in this game.
And it's just at that point, they're at 3k now. So this is where they usually go, okay guys, we're going to turn on right now. These are when all the towers start to fall across the map. The rotational plays in there, either going to catch out a spider, because that's what looks like what's going to happen.
Zahi and Seb, you got to give them credit. They've always been in each other's face. Seb using a nice spiderling to make sure he knows where the players are. But look at the damage coming out. A couple more autos should do it. Does get behind his tier 2 tower, keeping him safe. I know that Chief Black are ahead, but they're not that far ahead just yet.
But they're stamping out their dominance at the moment. That's what they're looking to do. They're going to put their wards there, because now it's at the point where they want to make that catch, and they're looking to get it onto Seb, because they know he's the one that's still set up. But there's Mid Beast.
Oh, straight away, the instant flash, the ultimate goes down. Zahi might be in a little bit of trouble. The flash from Seb and Zahi come out. Dodging that cocoon was vital to him staying alive there.
Yeah, he managed to get away from that as well. Another flash burnt for Mid Beast, and what he has up at Seb.
Oh, Zahi, he wants to go for this one, but he gets completely destroyed. A beautiful cocoon followed by the upfront damage that Elise brings to that fight. He was not expecting that one, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, he was not expecting it at all.
I was expecting it.
You were expecting it?
No, I wasn't.
And, well, Elise still has a lot of burst there if you play her as that assassin. And it seemed like they had the drop, but he did a good job to make sure he traded back. As we mentioned before, Seb seems to be the shining light for Infernum. So he seems to make light of a bad situation.
A little bit of a scuffle going on in that bot lane after the trade in the mid lane. It is Chiefs getting that first tower on the board, and what a tower to take. It is going to be the mid one. He got resurrected immediately in form of Aziz, but still a tower taken nonetheless. Rise
from the ashes there, and Zero has decided to elect for that Iceborne Gauntlet as well, so going for a much more peely Ezreal available to him.
Great.
Those nerfs to Iceborne Gauntlet haven't come through yet as well, so it's still a very strong pickup for him to have.
Still on 6.7, keep that in mind.
But now it's just sort of stabilized. Chiefs Black have got their advantage that they need. They're not really running away with it just yet. They're just feeling out Infernum, seeing what they can pull. But there they're jumping onto Praetif.
They really want to go for this one. The ultimate available for Praetif to keep himself up. He should be going down here, Seb. He does have that percentage health damage coming through. The flash from Praetif. Where are they going? Zahi gets it completely off screen. Praetif turns it around. Seb, he gets the one, but he's going to die for it on the back end. A double kill from Zahi, and what looked like a sure kill, a sure pickup for Infernum turned into a double kill for Zahi. He is playing out of his mind this game.
It is just amazing to see, and Praetif as well. He's just the one that's creating everything available to him as well. He seems to be like, no, he's about to die. Never mind, he's about to give up a double. He's about to give a double kill to his jungler. He's carry jungler at the moment, considering the champion's picked up. But there they go into Zero.
Wants to go into Zero. He's under the tower. The ignite has been used. Has to flash out of that one. The ultimate is running onto Korn. They're going to get this one. No! Zero turns it around. Now Korn's in trouble. The teleport was there should they have needed it, but Praetif cancels that one. A massive double kill for the bot lane of Chiefs Black. And oh my lord, they're going to be getting themselves another tower to boot.
And now this is the point where they start to go, okay, we're putting our dominance back on the map as well. Infernum have to get into damage control mode. There's a teleport coming in. Jack attack up.
He just quick draws over the wall. Jack attack, where are you going to go? Can the chains of corruption come down in time? Not Zahi. He's got himself the boots of swiftness. He's running fast and he's running proud.
And he's very quick when he needs to be. He was very quick on the quick draw. Make sure he just jump over the dragon pit and get out of there as soon as he can. And that was a wasted TP. I mean, Praetif used his one as well, but that's cancelled. That means it's going to be up sooner in comparison to Jack Attack. So that's going to be a really big problem, especially with Dragon coming up in the next 15 seconds. It means Praetif will have his up if they ever need to go for that. But mind you, bot lane has so much control at the moment as well. It's something where it's an afterthought.
Ooh. Omni getting aggressive. We saw a cheeky blue steal, though, coming out from Seb. Silver linings, guys. Silver linings. You got to take your victories where you can get them. Denying that one away from Omni and a Nazir. He doesn't really use that much mana in the lane, but when he wants to use his entire combo, that is very mana hungry. So he can go quite quickly when he's looking to all in.
But he doesn't really, when he's looking to all in, but again, he summons so many soldiers in that situation. He doesn't really need the mana at that point because they're just doing the work for him.
As any true Emperor should get his subjects to do.
Exactly. Why would you do the dirty work yourself when you can just get your soldiers? It's the best way to do it. So come on, minions, get to work. They're sitting there going, we need the inhibitor to do something.
Looks like the second dragon of the game going over to Chiefs Black. 2 dragons, 2 towers, 6,000 gold on their side right now. They're feeling damn good about this game. Zahi once again turning his attention to this bottom lane, bottom side of the map here. As these 3 members, a Braum and 2 AD carries, feeling good, pushing this tower down. The Ezreal poke well and truly in full effect right now.
This game is a lot slower in comparison. Whoa, Malik, you took a bit of damage there.
Yep.
As I was mentioning, so I was sort of saying the game is going a bit slower in comparison to how it was. It sort of hit this turn-on switch here. Chiefs Black are now just slowly going through, taking what they need. They're not really, it's sort of this slow push that they're doing, slowly picking up the objectives as they need. It's not really this quick pace, let's move across the map, take 3 towers and just absolutely obliterate them. They're actually playing it really well, really feeling out, well, this is the situation they're up against now.
A good flash. Keeps mid-bit safe, but the tower, not so much. The stun goes through. He might want to turn this one on to Zahi. Does proc the Hex Drinker.
Bit of fancy footwork there by Midbeast to get himself out of a sticky situation. But the tower does go down and Chiefs Black get what they were after.
The top tower should be falling because Jack Attack has made his way to the mid lane, leaving Praedyth all alone up in that top. The Fiora
just the
player
way he likes it
on that Maokai this game. Yeah, it looks like he's having his way with the tower. Should be finishing it off. There it goes. Crumbles once again. 5 towers over to Chiefs Black. They're playing so damn well this game.
And they played really well the last game.
Yeah.
They're really showing that they can translate what they have done in the Oceanic Challenge Series to what they have now. And even though, like I said, it's a bit of a slower game, what does that matter? It's the same end result. Infernum really need to look to make something happen because their team relies on them actually being able to poke up and siege up. And if they can never get to that point, they cannot take the objectives away from Chiefs Black. All 3 of those outer turrets still stand.
Yeah, Zero, he's almost got himself the Muramana. That is going to be stacking up. Gets himself the QSS. See, that just means that any peak potential is completely nullified on that Ezreal.
Speaking of peak potential, there's Jack Attack.
Jack Attack might be in a lot of trouble. He bucks the Grave straight into him. There is no tower to save you, but maybe Seb can. Look at Jack Attack gets taken down, but there is Midbeast. Gets a beautiful Tendrils of Corruption, but no! The arrow goes wide, and that is just Seb falling despite a 3v3 going on in the top lane.
Chiefs Black just seem to work off that little bit of mana they need. Ooh, Zahi might have bit up a little bit more than he can chew.
No way. Korn, he's the one in trouble now, going to be having to burn that ultimate. Here comes Malik, looking to make something happen. The ultimate goes down. The teleport from Praedyth coming through. They want to continue this fight. Where is Omni? He's going for the Shurima Shuffle. Gets the massive Emperor's Divide, completely walling off Alistar.
And here's that moment in time where Chiefs Black starting to go, okay, you know what, guys, we do want the rest of the map as well. Now would be a great time to go for the Baron as well. You do have the jungler down, you do have the support down, but these guys just love taking their infrastructure. They're going straight for everything.
Oh, no, Jack Attack is going to fall, but woo!
Nice little pick there by Midbeast.
Looks like a beautiful Q on the back of that one. He is going to pay for that with his life. One more Sand Soldier should do it. There he goes, falls down. What is Seb doing?
I don't know.
The lone spider gets crushed by the boot that is Praedyth. And this tower should be falling any minute now. Nearly 10,000 gold in the lead. The Chiefs Black Korn going to be trying to come with the Unbreakable, keeping Omni safe. It is only Korn up there. Everyone getting in his way. Malik falls. That's a double kill for Zero. They're just throwing themselves at the cutting board right now.
It's literally like this domino effect. They're like, they're low, we can get them. They're low, we can get them. And Chiefs Black just has this support structure in place where every single time someone's in trouble, someone else is there to take over and make sure that we can protect them. And you know what? We'll get the kill on top of that as well. Infernum are trying to take back what they can, but they need to slow this down. And they've essentially just given away so much. This game before was closer towards that 3 to 10 mark. It's 17 kills up for Chiefs Black now. at the 21-minute mark. It's a bloodbath.
Look, Infernum, they've got a bullet wound in their leg, and they're trying to heal it by shooting the bullet out with more bullets. It just gets worse and worse every time they try to do something. 17 kills to 3. 11,000 gold in the lead. 6 towers to 0. 2 dragons to 0. Chiefs Black, this is their game to lose.
And they're definitely trying to add more to those statistics by adding a Baron on top of all of that as well. And this looks free. Infernum are not in any place to contest this as well. No. And last time we saw Chiefs Black get the Baron, they just outright finished the game with it. So Infernum, they're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Jack Attack knows he can no longer stay anywhere but under his tower in the lane. Clearing out a pink ward here. Looks like we have 3 members of Chiefs Black going up to this top lane. They've got quite a large minion wave. It is going to be the cannon wave as well. Now Baron empowered, escorting this wave to the tower to make sure they can take this one out. Omni doing the same in the mid lane.
And now these guys are just going to go through, try to crack the base. They have such a good engaged team as well. Praetor could actually just jump into it if he wants to. Oh, that damage. Was it's still coming out. There goes Praetor.
Oh, they're on to Jack Attack. He's going to have to throw down the cast to keep them at bay. Zahi doing what he can to continue the damage. Inhibitor Tower is still strong no matter which way you spin it. Just waiting for those minions to come through. Look how low Jack Attack is, and he's the front line. There's nothing he could do. Rosie just stopping the barrel in its tracks. It should be the inhibitor. Omni coming through. He does have the ultimate available at Korn. He's gone in. The ultimate is there. The Emperor's Divide keeping people at bay. Praetor, he's got his eyes set onto Mid Beast and Malik going in. There is Rosie also. They've gotten 2 kills. That's going to be another one. They're going for the inhibitor. The last 3 remaining members of Infernum have been relegated to their double Nexus towers. And Chiefs Black once again coming out ahead in that skirmish.
They're not even doing this properly there. Well, they managed to catch that 0. Is it a repeat?
Oh, no, here comes Seb, but he's so strong. 0, that is. He flashes away. The red buff is going to be enough. He just has to dodge the Q, and there it is. Praetor, he's turned back around. He's got 2 members in his sights. But look at 0. He's on the back foot, just getting Q after Q. A double kill for 0. He was blinking red, but all he saw was blood, and he got himself a double, a third one being picked up by Praetor. That once again, bullets do not fix bullet wounds, ladies and gentlemen.
Chiefs Black, they just seem to be sitting on that 10%, that 5% going, you know what, it's fine, we can continue to play just like this. And
now there is the surrender coming through by Infernum. And what another game out of Chiefs Black. They are looking like an unstoppable juggernaut in this series. 1 game away from making it into the OPL. The nerves might start setting in here. This could all be real for them, but they still have 1 more game to make it happen.
And the other thing we need to look into that as well is that Infernum, they are not going to be out by any margin of this. They can adapt. They are used to this. This is one of those cases where they can easily go for a good 3-2 sweep afterwards. It's all about Chiefs Black making sure they manage to keep their composure and showing us they can continue to play League of Legends the way they have been.
Look, there's a reason Infernum are in the OPL to begin with. They're such a strong team, and sure, we haven't seen that in that first 2 games, but they must have something up their sleeve. They must have something ready to pick out should they ever find themselves in such a dire strait that they are in now. Get themselves a little bit of confidence, get maybe on some more comfortable champions, say, screw the meta, let's play what we like and what we know wins for us.
And funnily enough, one of the good things about that is what works for them is generally what's in the meta at the moment. Seb really needs to go towards those carry junglers. He didn't seem to be doing too well with what he had there in that situation where he had the enabler, the Elise in that situation. He needs to go more towards that Nidalee, towards that Graves. Fair enough, he didn't get it in that situation. But that's something that, you know what? They've been picking up Graves every single time. Let's take that away from him.
Alrighty guys, we're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we might see some new faces in the OPL. Stay tuned. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, what could be potentially the last game of the promotion tournament here tonight. And if Chiefs Black keep playing the way they have, I have no doubt in my mind they could take this with a 3-0 sweep.
You're absolutely right there. And what they need to do is, what we mentioned before the break, keep their composure. They need to keep on playing the same level of League of Legends that they are. Do not switch off now, because Inferno at any point could actually just come into it and absolutely take them out. And it becomes that three-way sweep where they actually get the momentum that they need, get themselves into the game. They're not an OPL team for nothing, and they definitely don't want to get themselves out of the tournament just yet.
Look, I'm sure they're feeling pretty down about how they've been playing in these first two games, but this is what separates some of the best teams in the world from some of the most average ones, is how you deal with your losses. Do you bounce back? Do you recuperate? Get that confidence. Get the ball rolling coming into this next series. You've got to brush off all the nerves and think, we can still win this. There's a reason we're an OPL team. We got this, guys.
And this is where your experience really starts to show through as well. If this is something that can actually come through and take a game off of Chiefs Black at this moment, that's exactly the turning point that they need. What they need to do is, as Reggie mentioned, go to something that's more comfortable. It is what is in the meta at the moment. Seb does really well on those aggressive junglers. He needs to take it to Zahi. Zahi at the moment, he's been a bit slow, even with the Graves in comparison to what Seb can do. If you can really put him onto the ropes, that will actually stop what Chiefs Black want to do, because they actually want to rotate around. If they manage to hamper one of their most mobile champions on the map, that's their key to getting back into it.
Yeah, and you mentioned all it takes is one game to get the ball rolling for these guys. They just need that little bit of confidence boost, and then the reverse all sweep is entirely possible. They have so many good players on their roster, and any of these guys could go off at any minute. They're just finding a little bit of a rut right now. The bot lane especially, Zero and Rosie, have been playing out of their minds. So we said it in the first game, I'll say it again. Maybe they need to divert a little bit more attention to making sure that Zero and Rosie just can't run away with that lane once again.
And that's something that they did try to do early as well. And with some fancy footwork, well, Rosie managed just to get out of the way with a really fantastic flash right there in that situation. Like, an amazing flash. And it is a bit hard to gank that team, especially when they're such a good... one of the big things I love to say about ADCs and supports in the bot lane is they have to be a married couple. And they are ready to move with each other when they need to go. Rosie and Zero, they've had all of the OCS split to do that.
You're exactly right. And how hard is it to gank a Braum Ezreal? Ezreal E's out. Braum jumps to the Ezreal. See you later. It doesn't matter how good you are at Elise. Those cocoons are going to be hard to hit. Going into like pick and ban once again, we mentioned that they tried to get some of those strong champions away. We didn't see the Fiora from Praetor despite it being available, but Zahi, he's been doing so good on this Graves. He was always in the right spot at the right time, matching Seb, who we, coming into this series, thought he was going to be the clear favorite in this jungle matchup.
Yeah, Zahi has been playing out of his mind. He's actually just jumped into this role that he seems to be more like, before we said he's more of the enabler. Now he's going more towards that aggressive style, and what's good about it is that he's there when he needs to be. Because even though he's picking up those kills and getting everything that he wants in those situations, it's because he is there, and that's partially due to his enabling style. He just needs to be there.
Alrighty, guys, going into game number 3, champions like this is to make or break it for Infernum. This is where they show if they still have what it takes. And once again, same sides.
Exactly that. They managed to take out the Azir in that situation. And then follow on through, there is a Nidalee ban on the side of Chiefs Black as well. So that is a good pickup. They want to make sure that, well, maybe we need to stop Seb from actually getting onto those aggressive junglers. And that's the next step that they wanted to move towards.
Once again, the Sivir and the Alistar getting banned away. It's been the same bans from Chiefs Black every single game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly in that situation. I mean, we did see Alistar past 2 games as well.
Sure.
These guys do want to stop something that from what these guys want to do, because their big fallbacks is those initiations that they have. That's one of the big issues that they need to worry about. They like to go for this sort of 4-1 play style. Well, you know what? If we take out these big initiators, these guys that can actually get into the fight, start it for us before we can actually get ourselves in a position for the map, that means that we have the advantage.
No surprise to see that Echo being banned away. Without a doubt, the strongest champion in that top lane. So I doubt they're ever going to... What? Are they digging their own grave here?
I'm not sure what they're doing in that situation. They've actually managed to ban the Kindred there. So I'm really interested, but...
No,
Yorick.
That's why I'm saying. Are they digging their own grave? That's what stopped me mid-sentence and kind of left my jaw drop a bit.
All right, so we're talking about them throwing off Chiefs Black. That is one way that they need to do it.
Threw me off. And I'm not even playing this game, but Chiefs Black picking up two of the most hotly contested champions in the game, Rise and Graves. So, you know what they say, Yorick digs Graves, but in this game, that's not the case.
And when talking about them going for that comfort pick as well, one of the things that they were looking towards doing, they pick up the Lee Sin as well. Seb is amazing at that particular champion. He tends to play it a lot in solo queue as well. So they're going for that comfort. Not sure about the Yorick pick, but then they also have the Yasuo coming in afterwards.
Look, we said comfort picks, and you can't get more comfortable than your favorite champion. So, guys, take a load off and relax a bit, because these guys, they're in it for the fun right now. Yorick, Lee Sin, and Yasuo. I don't think I've ever said those three champions in that order ever. Ever.
Well, it's absolutely right there, and I think one of the big things they can actually do with this is the fact that, well, you know what? We've been losing lanes, and they've just been using this rotational play to absolutely crush us. Let's make sure that we just crush them in our lanes using the champions that we know and love. If they manage to do that, that can stop the whole idea of Chiefs Black doing that rotational play, and that means that they actually have a chance.
Over on the side of Chiefs Black, they've picked up that Braum and the Lucian. So they're not in it for fun and games. They're in it for a spot of the OPL. So picking up those Tier 1 champions, making sure their team composition is not going to be thrown apart by a little bit of cheese here.
Well, I mean, is it really cheese in this situation when they're going for their favorite champions? This is them just saying, you know what, we've gone back to one-trick mode.
They picked Yorick.
It's one-trick pony mode.
It's cheese when you pick Yorick, Mendrix. You don't pick Yorick.
I'm trying to defend them here.
You can defend the Lee Sin, you can defend the Yasuo. I'll even give you the Vayne and Blitz.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you Yorick. I'm not giving you Yorick, Mendrix.
You're not giving a Yorick.
No.
Yorick is, look, he's a really annoying champion to deal with. He is a really annoying champion to deal with. And especially because, to be honest, they probably haven't played against him. He's actually oppressive in lane.
Surprised they haven't played against him.
Yeah, he's oppressive in lane. That's one of the big things that he has. So what's one way to deal with Praetor? Make sure that he can't really get going and be this amazing map pressure that he is. Well, let's just make sure he can't get going. We have a champion that will stop him from doing that.
Looks like on the side of Chiefs Black, they will be locking in that Maokai in the top lane. We saw just how well Praetor can do. Maybe even better than his Fiora, if I do dare say. Going to be getting Zahi once again. That Graves Rise in the mid. Rise was banned the first 2 games, and now we get to see why, because Omni's picked that one up for himself, and Lucian Braum in the bot. Such a strong lane.
Yeah, it is a fantastic combination that they have available to them. What's really great about that combination in particular is the fact that he manages to get that Winter's Bite, follow up with a good Piercing Light, then the double tap. Next thing you know, you're stunned, and there is so much damage coming out.
So it's past the 20-second mark, which means that Malik and Korn can't actually trade champions. So that is going to be Korn on Vayne and Malik on Blitzcrank. So these guys are definitely looking to play some of their favorite champions in this game. And I'm really excited to see what they can do. If they can make this work, I'll eat my hat. Not that I'll eat my time. Not wearing a hat.
I was going to say, where's the hat? Where's the hat in this situation? And, I mean, if they do make it work, it is just going to be even further demoralizing, though. That's the case where they go, like, you know what? We're losing against this particular team composition. That is really going to be the turning point if they pull it out.
Alrighty, guys. If you want to see the guys who have picked the most bizarre team composition I have ever seen in my life, hashtag InfernWin or hashtag Chiefs Black win. If you think these guys can take game number 3 and be your first OPL representatives from the promotion tournament, get onto Twitter and get those hashtags going.
And really, if they manage to win in this situation, that is just going to be great for Infernum, because, I mean, that is just going to start the momentum they really need.
Well, we are into the Rift, and this could potentially be the last game that Infernum play in the promotion tournament. Chiefs Black looking to close it out. Looks like we have sensible builds here, but sensible positioning, maybe not, as we see all 5 members of Infernum going up in that top lane, looking for a bit of that Blitzcrank cheese. Praetor might fall victim.
Here we go.
Oh, they come in. Praetor, he has been spotted. Oh, he flashes the hook.
Well, that means
boys.
You know what? That's a successful invade there. You've managed to blow the flash of Praetor. That means you can actually put some pressure on him and get that kill early before he gets going.
They're not done yet.
Chiefs Black, they're making their way in there as well.
Yeah, but remember the Lucian, he's still a ways away. Tower Infernum going to spin to the flash, comes out. There is 5 members straight on Praetor. The 5-man arcane smash. He will fall down. That's Korn getting the first blood. Zahi is also there. They are going to get the proc on me. He started Q. The flashes have been burnt. Malik, he doesn't have his available. The Winter's Bite, they're going to be leaving him for dead as he sacrifices himself. A kill going over to Braum.
Chiefs Black turned that around. It seemed to look like it was on the advantage of Infernum there. Maybe that little bit of cheese of them was going to come across, but Chiefs Black come out on top once again, and this is a really bad start for Infernum.
That's all right. They're playing some of their favorite champions here. Let's see Yasuo. We haven't seen Yasuo in competitive for quite some time, so Midbeast, he's in lane. He's got half health. Omni is just styling on him right now. Hits the first cube, and here comes Midbeast. Goes in with the E. Eats to a couple minions.
And yeah, just, you know, nice and calm from then on as well. And Midbeast, he's jumping back in again.
He wants to go for a little bit of that Yasuo montage plays, dashing in and out across those minion waves.
And it is a bit weird that they have, you know, they decided to go, okay, we're going to do this Yasuo into Ryze, because Ryze pretty much would lock down Yasuo as well, because he's going to jump around, try to build up that flow. The moment he uses his Rune Prison, he's just going to unload into him, and he's not the tankiest guy once that windshield of his goes down.
Look, if anyone's got flow, it is Midbeast to bust out the Ryze in this game. I think we should mention it has been a lane swap, so they don't want to go up against this Blitzcrank Vayne lane. So they have instigated the swap here. So Praedyth will be following his buddy Zahi, clearing out those jungle camps. Looks like Malik on that Blitzcrank, maybe going for a little bit of cheeky blue invade here.
He's just going to sit there and see if he can actually slow him down a little bit there. But the buff goes down regardless, and Malik's going to go away.
Blitzcrank skin.
It is a really good skin. Look how big that claw is. It just really emphasizes what champion Blitzcrank is. There's a teleport coming through from Yorick. He's made his way to the top lane to pick up that massive wave. Pretty safe teleport as well. And just a really nice chill game after what you could say was an exciting invade.
My team fight casting is going to start. I don't know, Omen of Pestilence, Omen of Famine.
Omen of War?
Is it? Yeah, Q's Omen of War, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to see if I can recognize these. It's going to put my skills to the test to remember all the names of these Yorick moves here. In the bot lane, looks like we have gone back to some sort of normality here after the pick and ban threw quite a loop. Looks like they are getting pings down onto Zahi. Malik wants this.
He's not a good spot.
Korn. The hook, goes wide as the flash comes out. Now Korn might be in a little bit of trouble because here comes Rosie. Malik, flash not available yet, does get stunned up. Once again, the sacrificial lamb, but they've got the crab. Hashtag worth.
Hashtag work in that situation there. And that was them trying to see if they could pull something out. And Blitzcrank is one of those champions early when he doesn't have that grab. He doesn't really have much to work with from that there. So that's where you can see he was just easily fell down afterwards. And Chiefs Black again, very commanding position.
There we go. We got there in the end. This game is doing strange things to all of our brains, especially if you're on the side of Infernum. But Midbeast doing a good job of farming up this wave, especially against Ryze. Ryze does have that teleport, so should he ever need to go back and pick up his tier, should be no problem getting back to the lane.
Well, Yorick's there doing his usual oppressive stuff as well. Yorick is just there on the trees, just sitting back going, I'm just going to wave clear, just got ghosts flying at his face the entire time. And they do seem to have Zahi making his way up towards that top lane and with all that pressure that he's managed to put on.
Look, fun and jokes aside, the last thing you want to do is get beaten by a Yorick in lane. Praedyth missing the W, but he shouldn't be in too much trouble. He does have the flash available, so just damage at this stage coming down. Maybe if the snare had hit, I'd be singing a different song.
He's a bit of a beefy champion as well. That's something else that he brings to the plate. He's got a lot of sustain. And he's an interesting champion. So I think he's up to be reworked.
Looks like we do see Rosie in a little bit of trouble now though. But here comes Zero, here comes Omni. Seb now getting flashed on the Rune Prison is there. That's going to be another kill going over to Omni. Ryze getting further and further ahead now that he's got himself that tier. All he has to do is stack it up. He's just going to be unstoppable.
And especially once he manages to pick up that Rod of Ages as well. Very nice win wall there just to avoid that. And Malik's made his way into the mid lane as well. So they're kind of thinking, all right, Omni, let's see what you got up against the Claw.
But Claw is going to be the one to retreat here as I'm sure Korn in the bot lane is pinging, assist me, Blitzcrank, come back to lane. I'm dying.
Please help me here. But he's up for some free reign there.
Oh, the hook goes wide again.
So Rosie's come to help assist as well.
Omni's going all in. The wind wall does go wide, so Omni backs off after this one. Just going to be throwing down a little bit of poke onto each other. Not too much happening. Jack Attack doing a good job of farming. Teleport not available. So if he needs to go back and buy himself that tier, he is going to be giving up a wave of minions.
And Maokai does have that wave clear as well. He also has the teleport available to him as well, so could probably look to make a play in the bot lane as well, especially seeing as they're trying to encroach onto Zero right now.
Yeah, looks like Korn just doing a good job of farming up a Storm. Something you want to be doing as Vayne. Not the strongest of laning phase, but in solo queue, such a dominating force. She's able to 1v1 pretty much any champion in the game. Her ultimate giving her that brief second of stun. Looks like they want to kill this Yorick when he gets back, but he's
level 6.
Ult yourself, Jack Attack! Ult yourself, boy! What's the ult called?
I can't remember what the ult's called.
Looks like he will just be throwing down that Omen of Pestilence to keep the slow going.
I think it's Omen of Death, because the idea is that he might die.
I swear it's not. I swear it doesn't have. Yeah.
Yeah.
It must be Omen of Death. You're right, because it's got to follow that theme.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. Because the idea is that he's going to go in and possibly die, and then brings him back to life because it is a revive at the same time. Yeah, I think so. It is definitely that Omen of Death.
I like that Predator's actually using the Undead Maokai skin, so we have a battle of the zombies in the top lane here.
He saw the Yorick and thought, you know what, we need to bring this out as well. So it's going to be a grave, definitely digging graves up in the top lane. And a bit of trouble there for Korn as they're starting to have the wave pushing up, but there's nothing going to come from that. They're going to wisely back away. They're ahead. There's no need to really push the situation for Chiefs Black.
Oh, looks like the flash hook comes through. Where is the knockup? Midbeast does need that to get himself available. He's only level 3. Here comes Predator, the flash W to secure himself that one, and that's going to be another kill going over to Chiefs Black. Where was the knockup from Malik? Does he not have E yet?
I'm not too sure. That it just never came across. It could be that he used the Desperate Power in the right time and was just knocked up against the wall there. So it might have happened, but Omni's still going. He's got that Desperate Power to keep him up in that situation, and Chiefs Black further and further ahead, just making sure that these compositions of the teams, the players that they picked up, are just not going to work. And Malik, he's just roaming around the map now. Korn's in trouble.
Korn is going to have to use that ulti to get himself a little bit of stealth. Just flashes over the wall, but here comes Omni. Chief Black, they really want to punish him here. Omni picks up another one as Korn. No fun allowed in this game. This is serious time as Zero doing a great job of furthering that lead.
And Chiefs Black, like you said, they are being serious at the moment. This is their chance to get into the OPL, so they're not going to pull any punches, even with the champion picks that they've come across. Because at any moment, these guys can turn it around. They still have the capability to do that. Blitzcrank is amazing at getting picks, especially when you're being aggressive. Because you're trying to get onto that tower, take a siege down. Next thing you know, you're being pulled into it with 5 players ready to jump straight on top of your head.
Looks like the bot lane of Chiefs Black will just be doing some damage to this tower. Korn is making his way back down, but making his way to his impending doom, maybe, depending on how aggressive Chiefs Black are feeling. Looks like he will just be watching his tower fall completely, feeling completely powerless at the moment.
And it's honestly the wise decision to do. I mean, he's missing out on a lot of farm. Vayne is still a monster towards the late game. She doesn't really, she does need a little bit of gold to get going. Once she gets those 3 items, she needs that Blade of the Ruined King, maybe a Static Shift to help out with the clear as well. She does have a lot of damage because she has that true damage with the Silver Bullets.
It looks like Smeb has made his way down. No, not Smeb, sorry. Seb.
It'd be pretty cool if Smeb was here. Like to say that there, but
I'd like to think he could carry this game despite these picks.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility there. But it is at the point where, you know, 4K up. This is the point where Chiefs Black turns on anyway.
Yep.
And you already have Zahhi making his way down, so the rotations are starting to happen. And Lee Sin's up in that top lane as well, so they're Infernum in that bot lane have a lot of trouble going.
Oh, there they go. Rosie, they want to go for this one, but there is Zahhi on the back line. Malik, the first one to fall. Now Korn, he's in a lot of trouble. He's just going to get culled to death. One more shot should do it. A double kill coming over to Zero, and Zahhi, no assist for you, mate.
He came in for moral support in that situation. He was there. He's like,
take
guys,
the tower. What a scumbag.
You guys, you can sit there. It's fine. I've got the retreat path. And Chiefs Black are like, cool, no worries, and just more gold, more infrastructure. They're going well. Second
tower of the game, going to be that tier 2 bot tower falling. Zero picking that one up again, currently sitting on 3-0-3. Brom looks like a fight in the mid lane though, as that's going to be Midbeast taking out Omni with a beautiful display of Yasuo, but another couple of kills going over to Zero. He is getting out of control on this Lucian right now.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yep.
They managed to get the kill there, but it ends up being at the expense of more they can chew, and the Dragon as well going through to Chiefs Black. So extra resources available to them, and they're really just getting everything that they need in this game.
Yep, 6,000 gold in the lead, 10 kills to 2. Chiefs Black, they're feeling damn good. They're feeling like they've already got that seat in the OPL, and you can see why. They're playing immaculate. Despite this game, kind of can shrug this one off, but the first 2 games they were playing phenomenally. They were clearly the better team and deserving of the spot. But right now, I want to see this Vayne 1v1. I want to see her get her Blade of the Ruined King. I want to see her get her Zeal item. And I want to see her just take it to 0 and say, I don't care how strong you are. I'm 1v1ing you because I'm playing Vayne, damn it.
Especially if you use some really good fancy footwork, using those tumbles and that final hour to make sure that she doesn't get hit by the piercing lights and that ardent blaze that Lucian has available to him. It's quite possible. Definitely possible.
Like
but they're jumping onto Jack Attack.
Unkillable himself. Does he have the Omen of Death available? He should, but I don't think it's going to matter. Brings himself back to life as he falls first. There is the Omen of Death. Remember, it does do about 50% reduced damage, so 2 health bars, 30% reduced damage. Not the greatest ulti in the game. Does buy them a little bit of time to get some damage down on this mid lane. Omni might want something to say about this, though. Seb comes over the wall. Not going to be in range to go for the ulti.
Malik jumping in.
Oh, no, he's in trouble now. One more should do it, but he's got his teammates to back him up. Praedyth.
He wanted to take on 4 there in that situation, but...
You've got to respect the damage coming out of Korn.
Yeah, exactly.
The true Silver Bolt's proc is no laughing matter.
Up in the top lane, though, you do have 3 members of Chiefs Black just taking everything that they want. Another tower falls in their favor, and the gold just seems to be going far and further ahead.
That condemned, boys.
Just get away from my creeps. That's what he was trying to tell him there. And
I like that as soon as the Desperate Power comes out, he just completely shuts him down with the Wind Wall. So good use of cooldowns, cooldown trading here. Might be a dive in the mid lane as Mid Beast and Korn might be in trouble here. Dodges the Q, the heal comes down. There is Seb in the middle of the fight. Can't do anything, he just gets locked down by Praedyth. Another tower, that's going to be the 5th tower going over to Chiefs Black. They've completely taken over this game.
And this is one of those situations where you go, it'd be a great idea for them to go for the Baron now. It hasn't even spawned. You know, you're just thinking like, jungle is dead, they've got control of the mid lane, everything's pushing, Barrett's a Rift Herald.
But we're only 1350 in the game. Malik, he might be the next one to fall as the flash from Praedyth comes through. Jack Attack in all sorts of trouble. A double kill coming over to Omni as he picks that one up.
And Chiefs Black are just well and truly in control. They're in the driver's seat. The only way this could ever go down for them now is if they somehow drive into a tree and everything just got down. But unfortunately, the tree's on their team, so they'll be driving into their own teammate. So
the way I see Infernum winning this game is if everyone on Chiefs Black do /FF as a joke and they all accidentally click yes. Oh, but once again, Seb in a lot of trouble. There comes Zero dashing over the wall. Malik should be just culled to death. Rosie comes in to steal that one. He wants that one for himself. The next inhibitor tower should be falling. Graves, he's at point blank range. But look at Mid Beast. He's going for the back door. He's trying his darndest to cut off the minions where they spawn. Will be losing, but he hasn't even taken the tier 1. His efforts are in vain. He's just stopping them at the source. The mid inhibitor spawns. So
he's denying minions at the moment. That is what he's really doing. There he goes. He's in the base.
He's realized that they're coming back for him. So he's in a position where he can simply deny himself and deny the gold. Where's he going? Is he going to go on a run?
I'm not sure. He seems to be sitting there. Omni's there. Omni's
Get out of there, Mid Beast!
He wants revenge. Run. No, Zahi's going for it.
The collateral damage is not going to be enough. Run, Mid Beast! He's got no minions to back him up because they're still... Oh, yes! He flashed over! Mid Beast is on the run, ladies and gentlemen. He's getting out. There shouldn't be anyone to stop him. But he did not...
He got some valuable damage on that tier 1 turret.
You're scared.
That's what he did there. Everything's good there. Rosie as well. He seems to be fighting them 2-on-1
too. 2v1 the support and the top lane. Feeling good. Got himself those boots of swiftness.
That door doing everything he needs to do.
That's their door to the OPL.
That's their door to the OPL. The Brom coming in at the very end. It was the Bardo. He was creating mystical doors. Now it's an actual door. And Chiefs Black just slowed this game down now. Oh, like we said before, they don't need to force anything. They just need to slowly take everything as they want to. Baron's up in 4 minutes. Great time to take it if it was up.
But inhibitor is down.
Inhibitor's down.
So it looks like they can just kind of choose a lane at this stage, top or bottom. Looks like bottom will be the choice for them right now as Zero and Omni begin to push those waves up, escorting them. But could we see the return of the mid beast in the top lane, going for that, what do they call it, proxy singe style? Oh, the hook comes through. They want to kill Praetor. He's not taking any damage, and Malik gets blown up in a heartback.
And he's just not the guy I want to go.
Seb.
Seb with some fancy footwork, just jumping away. He jump on Zero.
Oh no, he's getting taken extremely low. Jack Attack doing the only thing he can, and that's block damage. Oh, but here comes Omni, a beautiful wind wall, blocking any further damage, but Korn might be in a little bit of trouble here. The E comes out, bouncing to the minion. Jack Attack now taking the brunt of it. The bottom in here should fall after this push. But what a game.
What a game
Omni,
indeed.
he might be in trouble. Oh, the insect is back to the team. There is the ulti coming out of mid-beast Praetor. He wants to go for this one. Malik falls, but he gets to the ulti. He's still alive. He's got one more hook in him. Go, damn you. Go, Malik. Get the hook. He's trying to look for someone. Rosie will be the target. No one's there to follow him up. The Omen of Death does fade out as he gets one last hook on the minion. Seb going to be running away from that one. Does get the Brawn passive proc. Gets taken out. The wind wall not going to save him, but this could potentially be game here.
And they just have the minions streaming on through there. They say, going, we're here for you, Chiefs Black. We're ready to get you into the OPL. But alas, we can only do so much. You need to take another inhibitor, please.
Yeah, looks like Jack Attack might be the next one to fall. No Omen of Death to save him this time as Zero is legendary. The teleport from Omni as he makes his way back in. That's going to be the first Nexus Tower falling. Another one should fall soon after. That is a super minion taking 17 minutes 50 in the game. That's going to be it. That's going to be Chiefs Black, your winners tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the first team of the promotion tournament to stake their claim to make in. Please end the game because I'm running out of things to say.
And that is slowly going down there, letting the minions have a little bit of fun there as well. Let's just get our stats ready. And finally, that Nexus does fall. And we have our new OPL team listed, the Chiefs Blacks. They have made it into it.
They did an outstanding job in those first two games to show why they deserve a spot in the OPL. Infernum couldn't find their footing in the end, just wanted to go out with a bang, and what a bang it was. A very exciting game, I'm sure, to all the viewers at home, especially for us. I was having a lot of fun casting what seemed to be an absolute cluster of fun.
Absolutely a cluster of fun there. And one of the big things as well I want to take into it, hey, Yorick got some competitive play, guys. Isn't that a good one?
Where was the Aurelion Soul? I would like to see some Aurelion Soul.
Yeah, Aurelion Soul would be great as well, actually. But unfortunately, what can we do in that situation? They decided to let him out there. And it was, I guess, like they said, let's go out with a bang.
Yeah, alrighty, guys. Speaking of going out with a bang, congratulations to Chiefs Black for making the OPL. But that's all we have time for tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. See you then.